G'day, g'day, and welcome back to the Senior Detectives Play, the Posthumous Investigation, including me, Beware the Blobber, and my co-host, Miss Morrigan Nightshade.
Hello, hello.
Oh, welcome one and all. So, we're making our way through this game. We are now nominally more than halfway through. It's a lot longer than I guessed it would be at the start. We've been liking the way that the world, all the characters feel nicely interconnected. Got our guy that was murdered, someone that we don't know about, the girl that's in charge of the strikes, the father at the local church, who was also related nominally through circumstance to the murdered man, famous songstress lady, her husband, the entrepreneur, the murdered man's sister, who's trying to be a social climber, the murdered guy's lawyer, some other rich person who we haven't met who's pretending to be dead, question mark? The murdered guy's sister's husband, an ex-singer who is also the wife of the lawyer. We've got the wife of the town mayor who was having an affair with the dead guy. The person in charge of the dog that is the inheritor of the possibly pretending to be dead person. The cousin of the wife of the mayor, who is also the pharmacist of the town, and the mayor, who's just found out that his wife was having an affair, unfortunately for him. What were we up to doing? We were up to... yeah. We're meant to find more for you. We haven't asked everyone about Ava and the doctors filing for divorce, so presumably we should go ask her about that. She would be the obvious person, or maybe her uncle? Although
We
you'd
tried
think...
to get into the doctor's office, didn't we? But we couldn't.
we couldn't, yeah. There's a couple of others that we're missing a couple of people from. The newspaper especially. The plaster. We haven't asked someone about the record. So I reckon...
Which newspaper is it we're missing most people for?
Issue 4.
Okay.
Although both of them have some, issue 4 has more. So I reckon we go...
One of them is definitely the other singer, but I don't know who the other two will be.
You think this will be the current singer? Where have all the real divas gone? How did Sophia retaliate against this? Did she have help? And we haven't asked her, presumably. Yeah, it does seem like that's a sure thing. So we can either wait around for the club, or I reckon go ask her is the most obvious thing, because she's here at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
So across to...
maximize our days.
The other... that's about the only thing that I kind of don't like about this. If you need to ask someone a whole bunch of stuff, and you can, like... they're only available for, like, 3 hours or something, and you only get to ask them a half or a third of the things that you want, having to repeat a whole day again just so that you can talk to them is a little annoying.
Most of the time, though, you do have someone else that you also need to talk to at the later point in time in the day. So most of the time, we don't waste an entire day on just one person.
Past the protesters, prove that we're one of you. We know their secret code, and then we can talk to you, and we can ask about you filing for divorce. Ooh, and we can also ask her about her husband directly.
Right.
Let's talk about Bacamarte. What can you tell me about him?
Martyr is a man entirely dedicated to his job. Perseverance is his life and also his curse.
And how did that affect your life as a couple?
The same way any obsession would affect any marriage. His total devotion to his work drove a wedge between us. We forged separate paths. Before long, we had drifted so far apart there was no way back. And so our divorce was inevitable.
Okay, we've asked her about everyone else. We can ask her about her divorce more specifically than just her husband. How close are we? We're about 50% of the way through Rolling Ninja according to the game's percent. I've learned that you're filing for divorce. Is that correct? Could you tell me more about this decision?
There's nothing to tell. I've decided. I'm firm. I'm very sure about my divorce.
The latest suspect, Rolling Ninja, is the psychiatrist man who we haven't met yet. Directly. We've only met him indirectly. He's a background character so far. Don't worry, I'm not here to try and dissuade you on that front.
Good for you, detective. I would tell you not to waste your precious time. Nothing and no one will sway my decision.
You can also ask about the mail? I'd like to ask you about a certain mail, Miss Eva. Letters you would have written to Brass Cubus. Could you tell me about them?
How do you know about these letters? They're personal. What do they matter to your investigation? The content concerns Brass alone, the man they were written to.
They might have been written for him, Miss Eva, but the mail never arrived. He never got your letters. I'm not sure whether you're aware of this, but Cottram, your uncle, stopped them from ever arriving to Brass. He was always opposed to your relationship, after all.
Never arrived. That explains some things. Wretch, madman, rogue, how dare Cottram meddle in a relationship like this? The nerve!
I suppose he was at least trying to look after you.
Looking after me? Cottram ought to worry about his own problems. He got more than enough of them. Let's see whether he'll like it if I meddle in his private affairs.
And I thought I had problems.
Cottram is drowning in debts. Detective, he recently received an ultimatum from the company that is hired to chase him down. These debts are the biggest proof of his lack of control. If you want to know, Cottram may be a big man, but he was never a great man.
And we get a piece of important text for the investigation.
My uncle could have done something for Burroughs. He doesn't have the brains, but he's strong enough to have done so.
I believe you, Miss Eva. Thank you for your information. So I've got at least one thing to talk to the guy about this. Talk to the guy with this evening when we go into limbo space.
We also should probably mention if the death became a clue thing that we can talk with either Cottram himself or his wife.
If the death became a clue thing.
Yeah, we wouldn't see it here necessarily because these
Yeah,
are only
because
the ones related
that they can talk about, yeah. Yes, she called her uncle... No, big as in he's a muscly man. He's a big... Like, he fights. He's punchy man.
He's built like a bruiser.
It looks like we could maybe now go ask him about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the one head, so I would assume it's him, not the wife.
I mean, the fact that we just saw that isn't her, so yeah, it makes sense to be. And we also now have more for you, apparently. Well, done. Do we go and speak to him?
Sure. Cottram is easy to find.
It might be getting towards
Available in the morning.
too late in the day. Morning, it's 2 p.m., Maury. For you, that's basically midnight.
This is true. But we have until 6 p.m. until we need to be at the club. With flowers, though. We haven't picked up the flowers.
Okay, there goes the mayor from the Old Boys Club. The chewable seagulls.
One day I'll find out what I need to do to those. It bugs me.
I do want to know how we open the box. We can ask about your daughter or your niece's your niece's husband. Could you tell me about Dr. Bacamarte? You should know a thing or two about the man. Bacamarte is family, or almost that. He's married to my niece, Eva, or he used to be. These things are so confusing these days. He's the owner of Casa Verde. No one here in Rio wants to end... where no one here in Rio wants to end their days. How was your relationship between Brass and Bacamarte? From your point of view? The two exchanged barbs in the past. Then again... Who didn't Cubus irritate? Brass criticized Casa Verde. He liked poking the bear. So he poked the most dangerous one in town. Speaking of that fight, I carry a copy of the newspaper The Buzz, in which he badmouthed the Casa Verde. Really? He's that important to you? Ha! As if. I won a horse race bet and kept the newspaper because it showed the result. You know how it works, don't you? I keep it as a good luck charm. I have it here with me if you want to see it, but you can't have it with you. This one's mine. I don't need to take it with me. I'll just have a look at it. Casa Verde, asylum or dungeon. Our beautiful fields south of the city now host a big, out-of-place and ugly piece of decor. You could even say that it's a hospital. But if we take a closer look, you can see the watchmen, bars and locks. I ask you, my dear reader, have you ever been in a hospital with decorative elements resembling the middle-aged dungeons? I'll also have you know that most of our healthcare budget goes to this hospital. Or should we call it a prison? And then let's ask about the disappearing mail. Mr. Cottram, I'd like to discuss some hairy issues with you. No offense. Ha! What do you want? Mr. Cottram, I have reason to believe you are facing some financial difficulties. And coming from someone like you, who's part of a wealthy family such as the Bras, that's hard to believe. The Bras? What does it have to do with them? My business is my own. I don't know why you're mentioning them to me. Well, Bras Cubus may have been a difficult person, but he did help his kin. Unless there was a reason for him not to want your well-being, perhaps there was a quarrel between the two of you? I remember a heated meeting between you in which that poor mailbox paid the fiddler. Isn't that right, Mr. Cottram? Huh, bold of you to say that to my face. That was nothing that Brass couldn't take. But Brass and I, we're real men and settle things like it, with our fists. That was nothing, you say? Was it really? Because apparently in your last bonding session you threatened his life. Your own boss, the businessman, Chris Straw, told me about that day. At the end of the fight, Cottram threatened to kill Brass. I feel like I'm surrounded by savages. You better mind your own business if you know what's good for you. It's a family matter. Brass is family. Does it matter how we settle things within the family? Maybe it does. And speaking of family, I've collected a testimony about you from someone who knows you very well. Your own wife told me this. Fights are common in all families, but Cottram would never hurt Brass. Accidents happen, though. Huh. Sabina said this? Control yourself, Mr. Cottram. This is your wife we're talking about. Control myself? You're the one who's losing control with this blabbering. Maybe I can help you control yourself and shut up. Or you can spare yourself and leave. What do you say? It seems that when it's to control other people, your shiny head works really well. Like, for example, to stop your niece's letters from reaching Brass. Enough, you've heard me, enough! Stop involving my family in this. If you stop now, I'll let you leave this talk without needing a straw to eat. Well, you can break me apart. My investigation is more important. Besides, tomorrow I'll be whole again. What? Nothing. Use all the force you want. Huh, I'm not gonna use force. You know what's worse? I know what's worse. You're right. Am I ashamed of hiding the letters? I am. Do I regret it? Not at all. I did what I did to protect Eva from Brass. He was a skinflint, only thought about himself. I think I understand you, Cottram. But you know what this resulted in? She found out. By other means. She's found out? How did she react? Her reaction was negative, naturally. She told me the following about you and your possible fault. Oh, thank God. I don't have to do another. I was getting too many voices of myself in the same conversation.
Fine. My uncle could have done something to Brass. He doesn't have the brains he's strong enough to have done so.
Was it you, Cottram, Brass's murderer? Could more than a mailbox have been destroyed in these disagreements? To finally put an end to the man who meddled in all the aspects of your life. My own niece suspects me. Well, if that's how they see me, take me if you want. I think I'll do less harm to the world behind bars. I know I'm not smart, all I've got are my muscles. That's why I end up involved in busts and hustles to pay my debt. I wish I could provide for my family without arms. To hell with the Brass's inheritance. But why is accepting their help so bad? Brass was unpredictable, paranoid, selfish, never thought about how things he did would affect others. Never changed his ways. In the end, it's like this. I don't need that stingy guy's money, and you know what? I'll punch him for free. Harsh words, Mr. Cottram. You've been through thick and thin lately, living on the razor's edge, taking risks and making decisions that men in calmer waters wouldn't dare. Oops, I thought there was going to be another... Brass, there you are. I've got to speak with you. Well, if it isn't my favorite brother-in-law. Brass, I don't appreciate the way you talked to Sabina earlier today. Oh, really, Cottram? As if you didn't already have your own problems to take care of. You're one to talk. Your life isn't that perfect. Seeing a married woman? Can't you see the risk you're taking? I don't know, Brass. All of this tension, one of these days you're likely to turn up dead in some alley. You speak as if you're not the ones dealing with loan sharks, and that's not dangerous either. And well, as for regarding my sister's safety, as if you cared. See, Cottram, you could channel your interest into other people's business, from what is other people's business into what's happening under your own roof. Your absence could make Sabina turn her attention and affection elsewhere. For example, towards the church. Oh, you foul-mouthed, take this! Biff! Whew, that was close. Close? Come here, you coward. Coward? You'll see what I'm made of, you brute. I'm not scared of a weakling like you. And I am not afraid of you. Oh yeah? Take this. Huh, imbecile, you destroyed the mailbox. Picture your head in its place, you old fool. I'll smash your face, you. Hey, let go! Let go of me. Everything's under control. Brass, you clown, let me go. I need to punch this idiot's face. You'll pay for this. If I see you again, I won't be held responsible for my actions. Ooh, an insta-time warp, so we don't get to go to the club. Oh. Very well. We have a...
His line was short, then.
We have a plot to conclude. A word from Eva on Cottram. What did she say about the thug? I'd be surprised if she said anything incriminating about him.
My uncle could have done something to Brass. He doesn't have the brain, but he is strong enough to have done so.
Would you look at that? Who would have thought? Very impressive. I know very well what a great woman Eva is. She doesn't lower herself down to lies or subterfuge. Nonetheless, Cottram is her uncle. First, his own wife insinuates the possibility that he was the criminal, and now his niece, Cottram's little forklift operator, hands seem more and more to be dirty with my noble blood. We must proceed with caution and stick to the facts. Eva told us about his financial situation, that imbecile's drowning in debts and pressed by the collection agency. Therefore, he had motive to want me dead. Being married to my sister, he would gain access to a heritage as big as the nape of his neck. However, there is a complication. The letters that Eva wrote me. Yes, I know, I should have been a quieter man, but I thought I would have time for quietness after I died. Yet here I am, turning in my grave, or better yet, turning Rio de Janeiro up. Huh? I don't understand that, but let's continue. Now we know that Cottram, the wretch, hid my letters Eva wrote from me. Naturally, Eva, knowing this, would cast her uncle in a negative light. She had strong feelings for me, and I know very well the effect that I had on women. If Eva's feelings were strong, she might even want to incriminate Cottram as an act of vengeance. We must continue this investigation, Detective. We've reached no closure yet, and it's necessary that we follow this plot to the end. Let's see. It seems that we got all we needed from Cottram, doesn't it? And what did the dimwit tell us? Well, I'm anxious to know. I don't need that stingy guy's money. And you know what? I'd punch him for free. You see that? He says he had no need for my resources, though we know that's a lie. As we've seen before, the poor man has collectors glued to him like sticks... Like sticks barnacles on a ship? I would have just gone with like barnacles on a ship, but... Besides, he's a man completely out of control, who isn't trusted by his own wife, his own family. I must confess, Detective, if we conclude that it was Cottram who murdered me, I'll be disappointed in myself. I pity the man. Now that I'm a dead man, I guess I'll let the living take pity on me. Family Feud. Get all the statements from the plot Family Feud. Achievement unlocked. It seems we've made considerable progress today, my boy. Good work. We better quit while we're ahead. I'll see you soon. Okay. So...
Could we just have a look at the charts of the different people?
We've got the timeline filled in from this, that we now know he was in the harbour at 7 getting the punch-up involved that broke the mailbox. We also have a new clue. The Boz issue 2. An infamous newspaper. This issue is about the Casa Verde asylum or dungeon. Presumably we ask the guy that we don't have access to yet. And who else? Maybe the pharmacist? And you wanted what? You wanted to look at the chart for everyone?
Yes, just how much we have on each other's board.
Chris is completely empty. Eva is like three quarters, probably only one more thing away from being finished. His, presumably about half done. Sophia's about half done. Sabina's a little less than half done. Ben's very little done. Person that we don't know, 0. Cottram completely finished now. Cooper, about 1/3 done. Oh, sorry, Capitu, not Cooper. Virginia's completely done. Rubio's completely done. Crispum's very little. And the mayor's more than half. Is there anyone that you wanted to look at in detail, or are you just trying to get a feeling for how much?
There is, because I have a slight concern. I have a slight concern that we might have missed something with Lobo.
Sheriff Lobo. Okay, what about the mayor? Mayor, married to the lady who's having an affair. He prosecuted Brass over the defamatory remarks in the newspaper, and he was using as an attack against Lobo / to reveal that he was already sleeping with Lobo's wife. Is what those things are saying?
Yeah. So what we did was that we went to the cafe and we showed him that she was packing her bags and that she was leaving him for good. And he
Yeah.
was like, I have to fix this before it's too late. And then, in our classical fashion, we go and do a bunch of other things because it's early in the day, we have things to do. I'm slightly concerned we might have missed an end scene there where he shows up at the lighthouse.
Or does he actually go back to his home and they have a different conversation to eavesdrop?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you reckon...
I think we go to the cafe.
Give him the eclair.
We see if we can do... We don't need to give him the eclair, I think. I think we can talk to him without the eclair.
Really? Okay. Well,
But we've been able to talk to everyone else without giving them the items a separate time, so... I don't know. Oh, except maybe the police. We haven't ever tried to talk to the police without the cornbread again. We need the eclair.
We have no item to show him. We've asked him about everyone.
Yeah.
And we've shown him everything.
If we go to interrogate, and we go to clues, and we do the luggage, can we do that again?
Okay, your wife has packed her bags. She's getting ready to leave. What can you tell me about it? I'm certainly not leaving, so this is all the same.
Yeah, it's the same. I just want to trigger
But
that
it might trigger him
timeline,
leaving,
if you will.
yeah. Although...
And then it was after that it was the handkerchief. That was what convinced him that it was his wife leaving.
Okay, so do another. This, the blood-stained handkerchief.
Oh.
It's too involved in my work and maybe not paying enough attention to my wife.
More common than you think.
I need to reconcile with her before it's too late.
Yeah, and that is what makes me think that we might have missed that cutscene somehow.
But he doesn't, like, run away.
No, I think we have to catch up to them at one point. And the 2 times that they interact is one in the house and then potentially when she's waiting for her boat. I'm unsure.
She also comes here. She might arrive before he leaves, I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure he's left when she gets here from previous times, but I can't be sure. If you want to just make sure and stay here, then by all
I think
means.
at least we stay here till he leaves, alright?
Yeah, okay.
Because he can't be in the house or at the lighthouse until he leaves here.
Yeah.
He takes the eclair without us buying it. Okay. And we're gonna follow him?
So the eclair disappears at 11. That's actually later than I thought. I always assumed we had to get that even earlier.
He goes off screen and we can't follow him.
So then we go to his house and wait for him. Because that's the next time they meet that we know of. We've never seen another place they meet, because as far as we know, he now goes to the club.
While we're here, we can get the flowers.
Yeah, so we can potentially do the club. The other club. The music club, not the men's club.
Yeah, the night's
Really
club, not the boys' club. And then
The
we
lodge. The lodge. That Claire's the difference. When does she come home again? She needs to have the fight in the street with
Yeah, still no. I didn't miss
sister.
her. Oh, there she goes.
Right.
Okay, and now you want to wait for him to come.
I want to see if he does show up and if it's different.
Can't be posthumous if there's not a pre-humus. I think we're too late to get in the
Looks
club.
like he's not showing up. He should have been here by now.
Yeah, there's nothing here.
Go to the lighthouse.
Sure thing. Dun 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 dun.
Because this makes me believe that we're onto something. Because he has broken from his pattern. Grumpy man, which we still need to look more into at one point. These people. We need
She
to look
almost beat us here. I'm having a rough day, excuse me, and you just want to wait for her to leave?
I want to wait and see if he shows up, because it should be her brother showing up with the bags, right? Because we didn't steal the key, so he should be showing up with the
Yeah,
bags.
the cousin, yep. Pharmacist man. Oh! Oh! My dear cousin, you also remember the shortcut to the lighthouse? Do we really need to do this?
I have no other choice. Lobo will never forgive me.
Don't say that. I'd be devastated to see you go.
Lobo? And what about your reputation?
We don't need to worry about that anymore. I'm sure everything will work out for the best. Aww.
Oh, Lobo, my love.
What should I do with all of this luggage? My back is killing me. But
No, it didn't give us anything. No, darn it, it was just a cute cutscene.
yeah, we get lore. We get lore. You know, Detective, I admire that you're still on this investigation. So, we have a statement from Cottram, Very well, and what does the box porter have to say that would affect me? Brass criticized Casa Verde. He liked poking the bear and he poked the most dangerous one in town. Brass doesn't know. Sorry, Brass doesn't bow down to anyone. It's me they should fear, not Bacamarte. Seriously. Even though being wrong is just another day for Cottram, he's not completely wrong. It's true that I externalized my despise for Casa Verde in the Buzz, issue number 2. Just what any citizen in their right mind should do, after all. Who in their proper conscience, knowing about the atrocities that go on in that hateful place, wouldn't criticize it? I certainly couldn't, and that's the reason that my criticism led to that Byzantine institution. It's obvious that no one in the city grasped the truth of my words. They took my denunciation as a personal attack, mere provocation. But it's impossible to attack the barbarity that is authoritarianism without appealing to a reasonable outrage. Not for nothing, Bacamarte considered me a detractor of his work. Could this be enough for the Doctor to plan my demise? He certainly believes that the ends justify the means. Could it mean my end? Cottram is right. Bacamarte might have taken my provocation as a motive to want me dead. Let us investigate him further. A little bit more progress. Although, I think that's the first time or at least the first time that I remember of us having, like, elaborate discussion about someone that we didn't know yet.
I guess.
Could be old man memory. Okay. So... we can try and talk to the Doctor at the pharmacist at the beginning of the day now that we maybe know who he is.
Yep.
And we wanted to at least try and talk to the pharmacist man about 2 other items as well.
Yeah, we wanted to ask the pharmacist man about the divorce, potentially, or the Doctor in general.
So we eavesdrop, force their conversation to come to a conclusion. We cannot talk to him, but we can talk to Crispin. Apparently we've asked him about everyone.
Okay. I
And
thought we'd asked him about the Doctor then.
everything, seemingly. So the thing that I wanted to ask him about isn't tied to him. It's not one of the ones that you can ask him. Fair enough. And the only other thing I'm thinking of, we could try following him for the day. But we don't know where he goes. He might be going back here. Also, Maury, I was looking through through the achievements for this, and there's one for getting the doggo to follow you and taking the doggo to every zone in the game.
Aww.
Alright, we can't prove our authorization. So, what else? We wanted to go into the club and talk to Songstress Lady, but that's later in the day.
We do need to pick up the flowers, though, so we can go and do that while we think.
Yes. Pick the flowers. What else would we even... I don't feel like we have anything else on the lawyer. We might be able to talk to the wife about the lawyer more now that we've talked to the lawyer. I don't think we've gone back to her.
We haven't.
We didn't need to do the secret code again, which is convenient, because I've forgotten it.
Huh?
It was something to do with the order of the zones that we went through.
Yeah, we went to the town harbor, and then here, I think.
Okay.
Oh yeah, if you ask the right question, you might even get some answers.
No. Can we... No, we've asked you about everyone. And we've asked you about everything, so nothing new, sadly.
Strange.
Oh well.
Strange.
Oh well. Still nothing else in here.
What is it that we haven't done?
Well, there's presumably also something
when
with
did we last talk to the guy who
Entrepreneur
needed
Man.
coffee since he's here?
I feel like I gravitated towards speaking to him again and there wasn't anything to do, but we can do it quickly. It's not like we're a big detour.
I just figured since we were right
Yeah,
here.
we're right here, exactly. Oh, actually there is. We are allowed to ask him about the new newspaper.
Great.
Could you tell me more about the 4th issue of The Buzz? No doubt about it. That was the time when Mr. Cubus made those scathing comments. When I saw it, I trembled with anger. Why, Mr. Rubio? You seem to be a good-natured person. I can be good-natured, officer, but when it comes to someone that... Well, when someone that I care for is attacked, I can hit the roof, right? The reason that Mr. Cubus implied he was talking about Sophia in that the reason is that Mr. Cubus implied he was talking about Sophia in that defamatory issue. Ah, I see. Was that the reason why the newspaper closed down? I couldn't let Mr. Cubus carry on attacking everyone left and right like that. It was not only the newspaper that came to an end, Mr. Cubus never apologized, and we've never spoken to each other since. Or at least not as far as I remember, anyway. I wish things hadn't ended that way. But... why, someone had to do something. Someone needed to do something. No one offends Sophia and walks out unscathed. Right, Mr. Rubio, I understand. Thank you for sharing this information. You're very devoted to Sophia, aren't you? If there's anyone in Rio that deserves devotion, it's Sophia. I only do what it takes to praise my muse, that's all. It looks like you would do anything to protect her, even cover up the fact that she's one of the main suspects in Braz's death. What? Nonsense! She wouldn't hurt a fly. I've heard that she was furious about the newspaper article, and well, the author is now dead. I will not allow Sophia's honor to be offended again. What will you do? Prove that you're not really as righteous as you claim? Here, it's the key to her dressing room. Ah, we can break in now when she's not there.
Yay! Finally.
I'm afraid to ask how he got this. Go in when she's not there and see for your own eyes that my muse has nothing to hide from this investigation. Alright. Well then, can we break into the club early now?
Early.
We might not need the flowers
it
either.
must
Did
be
we grab
right,
the flowers?
It's either that or we do have the flowers. It's either
Okay.
that or we lock ourselves in when she's on stage.
So, to the club. Offended again, so she's been offended before. Such is life in the limelight, Salah. No, the club isn't open yet. Bouncer Man. Talk to Bouncer Man, only her. So, force this to end, please. Unless there's something new to show you. I could give her the Sure, why not?
Alright, you wanted to see if this actually would change. A gift for me.
She doesn't want the key to her own room. Amazing.
No.
If someone showed me the key to, like, my house that I didn't think they should have, I would be asking questions.
Look, she just doesn't care.
They did the... Okay, we talk to the bouncer. We say that we're Sheriff Lobo's mentor. Maybe loads of people have a key to her room? Maybe. Now, do we try and break in early, or do we wait, Maury?
I think we're gonna have to wait until she's not there.
Okay. So, wait for her to come out. Here we go. It's open. Now Sophia can't stop me from searching her dressing room. Oh my. Flowers, chocolates, strawberries, passionate letters. What devotion. I wonder what fans wouldn't do to defend her. Look, a good portion of these gifts are from Rubio. I wonder what Chris Straw thinks about this. And then can we do anything more? No, but there are more things to interact with. So this is where the star gets ready. What's this? She definitely didn't like my client. An old poster. It's the mysterious diva. I wonder how many people know the identity behind the mask. Sophia is a woman of refined taste. I'm not an expert on fabrics, but they seem to be of great quality. And with that, we've investigated everything we're allowed to. So now we confront you. What are you looking at? Nothing, sir. I'm glad my business with him around here is already... No! We can't? But it said he'd want to know about it.
I think we'd have to talk to him in his talking space, maybe.
Yeah, he might have to be in his office. We might have to do it at the beginning of the day. And maybe we can show that to Rubio. I would expect this is like Rubio, the husband, and maybe actor lady herself, or singing lady herself.
That would make sense.
There's still two things here. Okay. Apparently there's something else I'm missing. Cottram talk from himself about not caring. I can do without his money. I'd punch him if I could. Okay. So next day, visit him in his work at the beginning of the day.
Yep.
We do have a new thing for the board. A statement from Rubio regarding the captivating Sophia. Why am I not surprised? But let's hear it. It's not like I could do much from where we're standing. Someone needed to do something. No one offends Sophia and walks out unscathed. Rubio said that. Sweet, peaceful Rubio. It's impressive how his passion for Sophia could provoke such an aggressive reaction in the otherwise placid Rubio. If we think about it, Rubio and his adoration are just weapons that Sophia has at her disposal. Capitu said that Sophia brought an end to the buzz, all because she took offense at the opinions that I expressed. I didn't tell any lies, detective. Sophia shouldn't have been so thin-skinned. Rubio, on the other hand, shouldn't be so easily manipulated or imprudent. His time with Quincus apparently taught him nothing. Sophia has Rubio eating out of the palm of her hand. Certainly, that's how she managed to bring an end to my newspaper. But that doesn't necessarily mean she was responsible for the crimes against me. We need to investigate her further, Detective. Then we are done. Bring, 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 bring. Meow. Quickly
Run.
to the harbour. Yo, your wife gets lots of chocolates. I visited your wife, Sophia's dressing room, and I couldn't help but notice the small amounts, the amounts of gifts that she receives. Does it bother you? Huh. A detective. My wife is the light of Rio de Janeiro's eyes, as you and everyone else knows. I'm not bothered by the devotion Sophia's fans to her hobby. If I were to worry about how her fans and the press are always on top of her, I couldn't do anything else with my life. Of course, there are times when they cross a line. They do? How? Fans have nothing in their heads. They're crazy people. They complain about everything. If I'm in the picture with her, I'm an opportunist. If I'm not, it's because I don't pay her any attention. There's no winning. Last night there was a commotion at the Midnight Club. I don't really know what happened since I had my own business to attend to. But from what I heard, the fans wanted to end the man. What happened? Look, I didn't quite see what. I was just worried about more important things. Je suis only one. Maybe if I was up to the scene from the stage, Maybe if I was up on the scene from the stage, you could have seen what really happened. View from the stage at midnight. Only one person can tell me what happened last night in the club. Luckily, I arrived...
She has to tell you.
Yeah, it looks like it. Luckily, I arrived right on time to keep the worst from happening. And now we can ask him about it again. Mr. Chris Straw, do you have anything to say about the stage? You must be kidding me. It's where the singers perform, you imbecile. What else is there to know? Would you say that anyone performing from the stage had a good view of the club? I think so. I'm not a stage person, Detective. People go on the stage to satisfy me, pour mon plaisir, not the other way around. That's simply how it is. And Chris... Chris, I'd like to... Mr. Chris Straw, Detective. Sure, Mr. Chris Straw. I'd like to ask you about issue number 4 of The Buzz, the newspaper that Brass Cubus had created. I'm sure that you know the one that I'm referring to. Detective, do you really think provoking an alpha such as myself, regardless of your intention, I could tell you that whatever the contents, it's all BS in a failed little newspaper. If I was the one managing that crap, it would definitely have been a success. With all due respect, this issue is supposedly about your wife, Sophia Straw. Now that it was very bien dit, Detective. Supposedly, it was about Sophia. And nothing since has been proven. I don't have to lower myself to gossip. I have business to attend to. Including business with Brass Cubus himself, is it? Well, obviously. If Brass Cubus were capable of coming up with an idea that interests me, there'd be no reason to say no. Sophia not being happy about it isn't a good reason to let une bonne opportunity pass by. And then we are done. So, wait to talk to her in the club again?
It seems like it for that storyline. It's still early though. Could we just go and just check that there's nothing new on the lawyer?
Sure.
Or can we talk to the doctor there when he's standing there? He's right next to you.
No. He is non-interactable.
Oh god.
So
We know that we need to talk to you.
we can listen to his conversation, which we've done before. But that's it. Taxi!
Does it go after that?
Industrial block. Industrial block. Lawyers. Lawyer. We haven't talked to him about almost anyone. Or anything, apparently.
Okay, we have clearly just rushed through him.
Well, I think we got kicked out.
Ah, yeah, that was it. And then we've just forgotten to go back.
Yeah. So, would you like to address the past, Mr. Santiago? I heard that your mother had promised to God that you would become a priest. What the heck? What have I done to God to deserve such a misfortune? Tell me, detective. Of all the blame that I'm to bear, am I guilty whatsoever that Cabral took my place? I'm not sure, are you? It was that infamous brass cubist who had this idea. Him. If Cabral bitterly resents the fact that he had to take my place in the seminary, Cubus is the one to blame. Mr. Santiago, has anything sprung to your mind yet? Mr. Ben Santiago? Speaking of this God stuff, I remember that I haven't gone to confession for a long while. However bad my situation, there's no harm in trying to improve it, right? The late afternoon may be a good time. If this damned God exists, he'll be tired of the sins people confessed earlier and lighten up when he listens to mine. I need to go somewhere now. Could he maybe be going to the confessional? Get in line in that processional, step into the small confessional. There, the guy who's got religion will tell you if your sin's original. Quickly, to the church. Are they all three in there? No. This is the usual
Maybe
one
we just beat him there?
about the key. Yeah, we might have beat him here. It would be hard to imagine that we were slower.
If we just wait here, surely he'll come back. We have until 6 until we need to be in the dressing room. Do we have the... Do we have the flowers? We don't need the flowers anymore.
No, we don't need it because... Well, I don't think we have the key, though, because don't we have to get the key every day by talking to him? That's unclear.
Oh.
Okay, so wait for... lawyer, we think.
If it reaches 5, we're just gonna have to rush and get the flowers or the key or something.
Why?
Yeah, he's
we can
not
talk.
showing up.
We can talk to the lady outside the...
Can we?
The singer lady. Oh,
Oh yeah, I guess
he's
we can.
almost here. Last time we interrupted, this ended in a game over. So presumably we wait for him to
Just leave.
finish punching him. And then he comes and... Please ignore me while I totally eavesdrop on your conversation. Hello, Padre Cabral. It's been a while since I last came to church and we had a chat, hasn't it? You, perhaps even more than I, know that life is one big trap. You've bought into this world and the people around you make decisions that steer you, whether you like it or not. And we still need to feel bad when we don't do good. Anyway, here we are, two men equal at last, each on a different side of these damned little bars. However, I've heard that you've recently been put behind bars. The ones at Casa Verde, am I right? What? Not even God could save Padre Cabral from Casa Verde. It's a shame, Padre. It's a shame, Padre. I expected more from a man equipped to deal with the forces of evil. Maybe none of us are good after all. I just hope you haven't confessed too many of your sins during your stay. After all, priests should be better at listening to confessions and not making them. Why are you here? Are you following me, young man? Were you taking a walk down memory lane alongside Padre Cabral, Mr. Santiago? Well, you're bold. Now I see why Brass hired you. If you came here to know about my past... Under the influence of Brass, Cabral's fate was sealed, and so was mine. Have you written everything down? Now get out of my sight. Can we talk to you about that? Yes. I've received information about a delicate matter. You were admitted to Casa Verde, Padre Cabral? I reckon staying in that place wouldn't have been comfortable at all. My main question is, how did you get discharged? My dear man, I owe you no explanation. Only to the Almighty. As far as I'm concerned, you won't have any answers from me on the matter. Calm down, Padre. I see that I actually have a path to follow in this investigation. We do? Also, there's no one in the confessional, but... Okay, no. Must have been the wind. Oh no, I was punched out! And off to the club and see if we can talk to the lady. But possibly not because she's too busy singing. It's locked. I need to get the key from Rubio earlier in the day. Okay. So it is a we have to get everyday item if we want to go in. And we can't talk to her while she's up here, so I think we're done for the day then.
Yeah. But we did get some new information, so I'm
Yeah, we
okay
made...
with that.
And we know that we can go get a lot more out of the lawyer.
Yeah.
We have more for the board. There's nothing like listening to a man of the law talking about a man of the church. Certainly Ben Santiago can help us better understand our holy suspect. After all, it was Cabral who became a priest instead of me. And what did Ben have to tell us about him? Under the influence of Brass, Cabral's fate was sealed, and so was mine. Ah, at last, my name surfaces in the story. It's about time. I was beginning to lose interest. Ben blames me for Cabral's fate, and even for his own. And here I was, thinking that faith and justice were guided by free will. Who would have thought, detective? Nevertheless, I believe he couldn't fully exempt himself from poor Cabral's destiny. After all, Ben seems to have been taken by a strong desire to confess when he spoke to the priest, doesn't he? What could be the true motive behind this sudden wave of regrets, detective? Could he have had a hand in the hospitalization of Padre Cabral at Casa Verde? A stolen childhood, a life chained to the fate of another, and what's more, an unjust confinement at the heart of madness itself. There were ample provocations to stir even the faintest. But desire for homicide? Do you agree, detective? We need to investigate further. Cabral is likely concealing even more sordid secrets. Could it be that he was the one to assassinate me? And what else? Yes, it makes sense, detective. If we're investigating Miss Straw, sooner or later our line of questioning should arrive at the husband, Chris Straw. He commented on the gifts given to Sophia by her fans. And what does the greatest man in Rio de Janeiro's business world have to say about the big devotion of his wife's fans? I'm not bothered by the devotion of Sophia's fans to her hobby. Oh yes, of course. Chris's statement is so blasé, a declaration of indifference, being true to his personality. Not very different from Chris's other attitudes concerning her career and by extension his own wife. A curious indifference, that of Chris's, when we remember that his wife was one of the city's most wanted women, for whatever reason. It gets me thinking, the living aren't very good at valuing their wins and conquests, isn't that so, Detective? I still remember Sophia up there on the club's stage, dazzling as the star that she is. But regardless, Chris's comments, aside from his lack of interest in his wife, hides something more valuable to our case. Notice how he mentions the fans' devotion to our suspicious singer. Devotion, a powerful feeling, isn't it? And this very feeling that we had previously attributed to Rubio. Sophia's husband claims that it also controls her followers. It might be difficult to imagine sweet Rubio or even delicate Sophia committing a crime themselves. However, what is to say that one of the anonymous masses that compose her devoted fans? It's difficult to believe that there aren't dozens among her followers that wouldn't like to assassinate me. What we put together with this fact and Sophia's powerful influence over her fans, and the hate that she has for me, well, it all adds up. I feel like we're close, Detective, close to the ending of this plot. Continue the investigation on Sophia. Make her sing, Detective. Not all the harmony in the world will impede her from telling us the truth. Alright.
So that's one more ending that we could potentially be very close to.
So, lawyer into club.
Yes.
But if we're doing the club, we need the flowers.
Flowers are the key. The flowers are faster.
Yeah, the flowers are faster because we don't have to wait for the doggo man to come back. And to the lawyer. Oh, I was going to say he's not here yet, but he is. What if I show you the flowers? I don't want my fingerprints on it. I've already got enough problems. Alright. Asking about your wife seems the most sensible. I'd like to know more about your wife, Capitu, Mr. Santiago. As her husband, surely you can help me with this. What kind of help do you expect from me regarding my wife? Why are you interested in her? Have you been meeting her, huh? We already met, Ben. I wouldn't say that I've been meeting her. Is that so, Detective? Honest of you? And when you met, did you find out anything important for your investigation? Enough. Enough? Bloody hell. Enough of what? Enough for my investigation, obviously. I advise you to keep a distance, Detective. I can't stand people approaching her like that. I'm only doing my job. Then do your damned job away from my wife. Tell us more about yourself. I'd like to broach a subject, one that could have some beneficial results, I could say. You are the subject, Ben. Haha, people are wrong to believe that they know themselves. I'd be deluded, Detective, if I believe that we could talk about myself. We've got his non-grumpy face, the extremely rare. There we go, back to grumpy. I don't exactly have a complex or intense personality. We're all simple. If we were all simple and shallow, like me, well, please don't talk like that, Mr. Santiago. Don't get me wrong, don't feel sorry for me. Besides, even if I could tell you about myself, I wouldn't do it. I know my rights, and I'm not obliged to tell anyone about myself. What about Padre Cabral? What could you tell me about Padre Cabral, Mr. Santiago? Quite a few things. I've known him since we were children, before he started to follow the laws of God and I started to follow the laws of men. But it's amusing, even if only a little, to think of the prominent position that he holds today. The sacristy still offers some advantages, doesn't it? I'm amazed to see how eagerly ordinary people listen to the deliberate lies told by priests and religious leaders. Maybe Padre Cabral should be more grateful, considering the detours on the journey that took him to where he is today. What about Quincus? Mr. Santiago, let's talk about Quincus Borboa. I have no doubt that you can tell me a thing or two about him. What should be said? Those in my profession are accused of becoming rich at the expense of others. Hasn't he done the same? I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Detective. What, Ben? Oblivion is a blessing for many people. As far as Quincus is concerned, his fading into oblivion is his greatest legacy. And finally, what about Lobo? Lobo Neves, Mr. Santiago, a big shot known by many. Would you care to speak more about him? Lobo has successfully gained more and more power, perhaps the only asset that is still worth having in this decadent city. Even with such an undeniable power... Yes? Even with Lobo's undeniable power, Brass insisted on squaring up to him. Some people just don't realize that greed always wins. And then he runs away and we can't ask about any items? Ugh. So, wait for the club.
Could we just run over and see if Ava is still there and see if there's anything new we haven't talked to her since we're in the area?
Sure. Why not?
Just trying to, you know, cross off another things while we're here.
Yes, we're allowed to speak about the newspaper issue. Ms. Eva, what can you tell me about issue number 2 of The Buzz? Do you have anything to say on the matter?
Oh, let's see. Which issue is that? Oh yeah, the one where Cuba's attack Casa Verde, isn't it? Even though Baccamartha may look like a cold robot, this time I could see it in his eyes, that he felt Cuba's tirade.
How did the man react?
Baccamartha doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve, but Casa Verde, along with his methods, it's his true motivation, his life goal, his obsession. I came to realize that I could never dissuade him from his objectives, and that our marriage was doomed to fail. In fact, I fear that Baccamartha is consumed by his persistence, bound to Casa Verde until the very end.
Do you really believe that?
Casa Verde is the most important thing in his life. If it was only his coldness, his self-control, and his self-discipline that stopped him from immediately responding to Bra's provocation. Know this, detective. Baccamartha wasn't always like this. He once devoted his energy to other passions. But why am I telling you this?
Regardless of your motivation, I give you my thanks, Miss Eva. How was Baccamartha before?
There was a kindness in him. When we got married, he was a loving man, dare I say, even romantic. If you want proof, I can recite an old poem he wrote me. It's
To a
lady that...
Sorry. To a lady that asked me poetry. Think of yourself and you'll find better poems to write. Vivacity, grace, delight, sweetness and peace of mind. If I ever gave you a bouquet when younger, the ones I give now are under. A melancholy I can't convey. A minute of your time is worth a year of souls long with it. The suns and moons sublime, I believe God made them dear, to be in your other lives delivered.
sequel to a lady that asked me poetry, and it goes like this. And that's how it ends. What do you think, Detective? Beautiful, isn't it?
Beautiful. Yes, of course. Pardon me, Miss Eva. I got distracted imagining Dr. Bacamarte penning those verses with such voracious passion. But no matter. For this investigation, all I need to know is that it exists. Bacamarte wrote you a poem, didn't he? How does it go again? I'd forgotten. Okay, no, then she kicks us out. We don't join the strike. She gets arrested.
I just realized that her husband agrees to take a bribe to lock her up.
Yep. Presumably he found out about her and Brass. Alright, we have the... we do have the flowers, so we're good to wait here. Give her the flowers. Get let in. Cough, 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 beg pardon. And now we want to talk to you. Got 3 things. Miss Sophia, I have heard that you receive a lot of gifts from your fans. You've certainly received bonbons, candy, chocolate boxes, isn't that correct?
Oh, mon cher, I'm used to receiving gifts from my fans, if I call them that. Specifically the kind and always endearing Rubio. His name is Rubio, right? I really think he may be capable of anything for me.
Miss Sophia, I hope you've warmed up because I'd like to hear you sing.
Oh, I would have gone the other way, but okay. Really, mon cher?
I heard that last night there was some trouble at the Midnight Club, and it seemed that you had a privileged view of the place from the stage. A person who wanted to contribute to the law could certainly have a thing or two to say about the situation.
Your sources must have tried it out, honey. My fans are of the highest order. They don't get involved in troubles at nightclubs. And if by any chance something had occurred, it certainly would have made a lasting impression on me. When I enter the stage, Mr. Detective, nothing takes me out of it.
Your words seem a little rehearsed, Miss Sophia, as might be expected of an artist. However, if something threatened your performance, how would you react? Because I've heard this.
We can say that Sophia never backs down when she's disrespected. How demeaning. Loose qualification inquiries that don't go anywhere. Then again, what should I have expected from someone like you? Freckled henchman who serves brass.
Dang, don't say that. Henchman offends me, Miss Sophia. And speaking of offences, let's talk about your spat with my boss, as you put it. Did it start when he offended you with the 4th issue of The Buzz?
Please, Detective. Spat? What an old and wrong deception. What I had with brass doesn't even deserve a footnote, much less a newspaper issue. Some people in this town try to impose what art is for them. They think their money makes their opinions more valuable than others. People like Cubas, in my opinion, are heading towards extinction.
One of Brass's many privileges was the audience he had in life. Don't you agree? What did you do when he got a hold of the 4th issue of The Buzz? Do you remember? How did you handle his attacks?
how I handled it. Why, what you expect. It's enough to say that proper countermeasures were taken. And as you certainly know, the newspaper, just like Brass' progeny, was extinct.
Proper countermeasures. I assume we're talking about Rubio, right? After all, his devotion to you is what ended the buzz, isn't it? He said so himself. Someone needs to do something. No one offends Sophia and walks out unscathed.
Monsieur, this dance with no music is boring me. What do we say? What do you say we end this here? I've even given you an autographed photo. What do you say, honey?
End? But Miss Sophia, we're just getting started. Maybe your fans are swayed by hand waves and crumbs of attention. I'm different. Besides, isn't it usually you who receives the gifts from your dedicated audience?
Yes, of course, Monsieur. My fans are very passionate, and also, it's not uncommon for them to take my sorrow as their own. You wouldn't want to have one of them as an enemy, oh no.
Don't worry about me, Miss Straw. Mrs. Straw. I know how well supported your audience makes you feel, but we can't say the same about your spouse, can we? After all, your husband stated this. I'm not bothered by the devotion of Sophia's fans to her hobby.
That's sad, isn't it? I'm sorry, Monsieur. I'm not used to crying out on stage. I'd be lying if I said I'm not disappointed in Chris for how he ignores my art. But what impressed me the most is how he joined in with Brass, who expressively opposed me. And for what? Greed? What do men do for money? What don't men do for money?
Would you accept a handkerchief? Maybe if we had the blood-covered handkerchief. I didn't mean to make you cry. Do you accept a handkerchief?
Keep your handkerchief to yourself, detective. I'm not shedding a single tear for all of you again. You want to extinguish the light of my star, but I'll tell you something that may help you, detective. Chris did something useful at least once by arranging to get Brass kicked out of the club last night.
Kicked out? But for what reason?
From the stage, I could see that Brass was causing problems at the bar. Certainly out with my performance. Chris, in what must have been a lapse of reason, must have provoked my audience to antagonize the troublemaker.
Antagonize? What would your fans be capable of, Miss Sophia? Would your followers have the courage to murder Brass, the man who muffled the music of your life? If so, you may very well be linked to this crime.
What my fans did or didn't do, detective, is none of my business. If you're capable of proving one of them committed this act, I'll gladly take the blame. Good luck with that, Monsieur. I have fame. When was the last time you've seen a famous person suffering the consequences of their action, being them proven or not? For someone who has been really lashing out about the privilege needs to be held accountable, that one didn't feel quite right. However, I confirm that my fans clearly knew of my distaste for Brass. What can I do for someone that was necessary to silence Brass Cubas once and for all?
The way you rallied your fans into feeling the same spite that you felt towards him... Well, that's on me there. Oi, can't you see that... My cup is empty? One more, please. And now we present Sophia Straw. I can't believe it. 15 minutes of fame, hers aren't over yet, are they?
Good evening. Bonsoir, mon chéri.
Oh, your friend's pronunciation is so much better than mine.
What? It's always an honor for me to perform here in this warm club.
So much better. Good evening. Are you maybe all right, little girl? Warm is the management. It's the management of this place, being stingy with the refrigeration.
Let's get started. I'll start with a new song. I'll know you enjoy it.
Oh no, girl. No one came here to listen to this type of modern nonsense. Isn't it, my friend? Huh? The mysterious diva was the good one. She knew what real music sounded like. Boo! We want the mysterious diva. Boo! I know where she is and I can go get her if you like.
Security? Where's security? Chris, my dear, could you please sort out the commotion back there?
I'm on it, my love. I'll sort it out. Oi, big men, could you be more useful than just walls for a change?
Oh, look, it seems we have a troublemaker in our club.
Yay! That's it, Sophia. Don't let him get away with it.
Get him out of here. And if one of my many fans were to do something to him, I wouldn't stop them, no. Let's play this song.
Huh.
Well, detective, let's finish this plot. Finally, this opera comes to an end. What did our diva, Sophia, tell us?
What can I do if someone did what was necessary to silence Brass Cubas once and for all?
I know Sophia wouldn't have the courage to get revenge on me on her own. They say artists are a courageous lot because of the way they expose their hearts and souls for all to see. But I can see that her courage fades as soon as it goes where the spotlight doesn't reach. She didn't have the guts to make me pay, or not on her own. Isn't it, Sophia? Of silencing me once and for all, that also feels slightly awkward. Oh yes, because in order to be the apple of the city's eye, she must be nothing less than a perfect little girl. Because of my crusade in favor of values of yesteryear, you've always regarded me as an enemy of the arts, but you were mistaken, dear Sophia. When in life I was its staunchest defender, that fateful night, when you got me kicked out of the welcoming midnight club, you knew the true reason behind my acts. But it made no difference to you. Very well, my dear Sophia, you're still alive and I hope you live much longer. It's the only way you'll see which one of us was right. Well done, detective. The show, after all, must go on. Achievement unlocked. Get all the statements for the plot, the star. We still don't know who's guilty of my murder. And as you well know, this is how investigations go. We'll continue another time. I need to gather my thoughts before we take another step. Until we see you again, detective. Okay. And that means that we know another part of the timeline, because we know he was getting kicked out of the club. So, club, manor... Sorry, harbour, his manor, the club. We're getting a bit closer, although the earlier part of the day is still very empty.
I'm assuming 11 is gonna be the final thing that we see, because that's gonna be the actual murder.
And we've got this statement from Eva about the doctor. And we have a new statement from Sophia about, oh no, if my fans did something, wouldn't it be terrible? Tee-hee-hee. And
We never got to ask her about the newspaper, though, because you did the stage show thing first, so the newspaper is still not crossed out.
Yep, we've got one more thing to ask her, and presumably the doctor is who we ask about this. But we haven't met the doctor yet. So there's more to do with the lawyer. Did we finish the lawyer or didn't we? I don't think we did. Did we get kicked out? And the priest still has...
I think we didn't get to go through the clues with him. I think you only
Yeah,
got to
okay.
go through all the people.
So, lawyer... Another day of lawyer and club.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Potentially stop by and see someone else.
Get the flowers. Done. And then off to the lawyer. Woof, woof, woof. Lawyer's office. Okay. Yeah, we've still got 4 clues to do. I assume you're familiar with the newspaper The Buzz. Can we talk about its first issue? Ugh, that regrettable publication has given me a hell of a headache. These bloody humanitas. This whole rag was a huge mistake. Brass's public image was already tarnished, as he'd been involved in politics, and with the newspaper, he earned a reputation as a rowdy man. Did he? As if I didn't have enough to handle. Yes, with that issue of The Buzz, his quarrel with Lobo Neves was put under the spotlight. Lobo Neves and Cubas always fought, of course, but deep down it was because they used to think alike. They were always fighting over the same interests. Brass was sued for it. I vehemently attest that my client, the distinguished Brass Cubas, is exempt from any blame for the words uttered in his newspaper The Buzz. We must actually turn all of our allotted attention to the nefarious doctrine called humanism, the true culprit for corrupting and influencing his actions. Furthermore, I recommend that all material relating to this sect of lunatics be destroyed. The statement of the defense. Brass was sued for it and I had to intervene. Could some people be happy to take on more work? This must have increased your fees, am I not right? Detective, if I was merely interested in financial matters, I wouldn't be in such dire straits. After so many years, I inherited from Cubas. All I inherited from Cubas was a handful of secrets I'd rather not know. Did you say secrets? Did I say secrets? Just a manner of speaking, Detective. I'd never mention anything that would jeopardize my client's case. Like adultery or access to hidden compartments. Through marble busts inside his residence. If you know what I mean. What do you know about the record, the music record, by the mysterious singer, Mr. Santiago? Is there anything that you'd like to share? Detective, is this related to your case? Why, of all people in this city, are you asking me about this record? Any special reason, or are you just torturing me with meaningless questions? I've only asked you an innocent question. Nothing, nor anyone is truly innocent in the history of this world, Detective. Deceit, malice, beats beneath even the purest of things. During my investigation, I came across a matchbox with the logo of the Midnight Club on it and some numbers written on the inside. Can you speak to this matter? Do you think that my life is so miserable that I waste my time rattling on about matchboxes? However bad things may be, they could always get worse. It's no ordinary matchbox. It was found next to Brass at the crime scene. Oh! I see. So unlike our surrounding universe, your question isn't totally devoid of meaning. It looks pretty much like a matchbox that I myself once gave him. We used to spend time together and this sort of thing was inevitable. And as for the numbers written on it, do they mean anything? You know what? I don't remember. These bloody days, keep running on a loop over and over. It's harder and harder to recall this sort of meticulous detail about the past. Is there any information you could share about your defense in the lawsuit of Lobo Neves against Mr. Brass? I don't think I can add any new information. Having a client like Brass Kubus all these years was never an easy task. You sound relieved by the fact that you don't need to work for him anymore. Touché. Your sarcasm resembles his own, and as far as I know, the two of you have never met. Well, even though he could be a real pain, he was the closest thing to a friend I had. Really, Mr. Santiago? What is a bloody friend for other than to betray your trust when you least expect it? No more talking about feelings, especially to you. And finally, during my conversation with Capitu, Mr. Santiago, she said she felt the sensation of being watched. Do you have anything to say? I didn't know she was feeling this way. I'm sure this is another one of her absurdities. Of course I tried to keep track of her moves on occasion, from a distance and without her awareness. But there's no spying on her. All I want to know is where she goes and who she talks to. Why did you decide to start this investigation of yours? It's impossible to trust someone with so many secrets. She's hiding something from me, I can feel it. For instance, early last night she was leaving the Kubus house. Did she break it out of anger, or was she trying to get rid of some evidence? When she realized she was being watched, she smashed this record on the floor. Look. We all have our secrets, Detective, but if this wasn't suspicious behavior, then I don't know what is. Yeah, I agree, Rolling Ninja. My spying is totally not spying. Grumble, grumble.
I'm merely paying attention to wherever she goes and whoever she speaks to.
We head back downtown.
Do we want to stop by and talk to the masked singer on the way, since we have the broken record?
You want to talk to... Yeah, okay, I suppose that is a thing. So we go back to and talk to...
It's just since it's just
yeah, we've got lots of time. We've got lots of
something.
time, yeah, we do. Zoom. Go talk to her about her husband legally not spying on her. According to him.
He is a lawyer, so I guess he'd know.
Ba-dum-bum. I'm glad my joke was appreciated by at least someone, Maury. Straight to the point. Interrogate. Broken record.
I can see you got a strong hand to play. Well, start dealing.
Ma'am, Miss Capitu, you were seen leaving Brass's house with one of his belongings. As you know, he's my client and the victim of a significant crime.
That belonging was a vinyl record.
Yes, exactly. It seems that as soon as you realized you were being watched, you smashed it on the ground. Some could call it an attempt to destroy evidence.
And a sign of contempt of what it represents. Is that what you believe? I won't even start on why I was being watched, Detective. Some people believe they can have it all, but some obsessions belong in the past.
But the lady doesn't esteem her own past. The
life I've led, Detective. I've cherished everything I've lived through, but the memories of my past and what's in it bring me a certain melancholy, a touch of regret, you see. I can't help but wonder what might have happened had I chosen a different path.
And you're referring to your career as a singer?
Oh, my career. A secret that doesn't seem to be so well kept anymore. If Ezekiel weren't in the picture, I might have regretted not chasing fame.
And what about those for whom long for your return? I've heard someone say the following regarding your talents and your fans.
She had indeed a charming voice, and I don't condemn those who long for her return. I trust it was Sophia. I'm very proud of my former student for carrying out my ideals in her own art. I, however, never quite knew how to handle those who cling to the past, keep insisting I should return, especially the financial elite of Rio de Janeiro.
G'day, Decoy. We're making a fair bit of progress, honestly. Brass was part of it, wasn't he?
There weren't many among them who insisted, Detective. What matters is that I found new ways to make myself known in the hearts and minds of the people. There are many ways to change the world, Mr. Detective.
Could this have been your path towards the labor strike movement? I had to mingle with the movement to find you, and I know your ties to them are significant. Why don't you open up about it?
I know your course is noble, but know this. If this information ever becomes public, I will retaliate accordingly.
No, you don't have to worry, Miss Capitu. I don't intend to coerce you, I just want to confirm some information that I have. After all, for someone of your social status, being involved with such a cause is very unusual. However, key members of the movement have spoken highly of you, saying in this instance,
She supports us anonymously to protect herself against the elite big shot like Brass. Eva, she certainly is the one who said it, is sharp and brave. It's a shame our paths didn't cross sooner. High society, Detective, has its means of self-preservation, with the sole goal of keeping their own privileges. For its member, however, I would always be seen as a traitor, which isn't entirely untrue.
What do you mean?
Detective, are you sure you don't wish to follow a different line of thought? I can offer you other relevant information, which may help your cause in some other way.
If you don't mind, Miss Capitu, I would like to continue where we are, if you may.
If I may, it's just that I haven't been myself lately. No secret is safe from Brass. It's very hard to be yourself when you feel that society is looking at you differently all the time.
And would you say it's because you felt spied on?
You really believe the feeling of being spied on may have affected my mental state? That I would have taken more radical action against my enemies just because I was feeling bad? Enemies like your contractor from the afterlife, Brass Cubas. My instincts don't fail me, Detective. They never have. I know I'm being watched. Could you be in on it?
No, Miss Capitu. I'm an investigator, not a spy. The one behind the spying is your husband, Ben, driven by jealousy.
Bettino. Detective, we mentioned married characters in our conversations so far, and Bettino, my own husband, only appeared now. Yet another sign of the distance between us and of our crumbling marriage.
You're still a great mystery to him, Miss Capitu. In Ben's very own words, it's impossible to trust someone with so many secrets. She's hiding something from me, I can feel it.
And do you believe what I'm hiding from him is a crime, Mr. Detective?
If that's the case, Miss Capitu, are you Brass Cubus's murderer?
Bettino, like any lawyer, has a cynical, conspiratorial mind. He's never even trusted the woman he chooses to spend his life with, and he's jealous of his own son. He sent a sequel off to a seminar just to keep him away from me. Bettino seemed incapable of accepting me as a woman in control of her own life. His desire for me is so overwhelming that it prevents him from truly having me.
And what about as for
Brass, they are both oppressors. Brass threatened to expose my involvement in the strike and my identity as the mysterious diva if I didn't return to that role. There's only so much a woman can endure, Detective. Smashing a record to the floor almost seems like a remarkably controlled counterattack, doesn't it?
And how do I know that the vinyl record is all the defense that you carried out?
You might never know, Detective. I admit that Brass' deaths have brought me some relief. I feel that now I can be myself.
It's a shame that this will happen behind bars. Oh?
No matter how closely you watch, there's always a surprise waiting, Investigator, even men considered good.
Would you look at that if it isn't my neighbor Capitu?
In good spirits, huh? What's gotten into you?
Why, nothing, my dear, except for the marvelous voice of the mysterious diva. I spent the entire night listening to her records. Such loving memories. Only an inveterate fan, such as myself, could comprehend her talent.
Grass, you're despicable. Have some discretion. We're talking about things of the past. That chapter of my life is closed for good. I thought I made it clear you should let it go once and for all.
Impossible, my dear. The mysterious diva deserves to be back in the spotlight. And if I have anything to say about it, it's going to happen.
Grass, you fool. You better give up this idea of yours before.
Before what? People learn of your other secrets? For example, perhaps that you've been sponsoring the strikes? It doesn't matter how I know it. What matters is that no one but me needs to know it. As long as you revive your career, that is.
You despicable old man. Someone needs to put an end to your ruse.
He certainly does seem like a very, very busy guy. He's got an affair, he's got a girlfriend and an affair. He's got his newspaper collapsing. He's got his trying to romance the singer lady as well. His arguments with his brother-in-law. He's got a lot going on in his life.
Huh.
So, we've uncovered the identity of our mysterious woman, haven't we? And who would that be? Capitu! Who would have thought? And to what, do we owe the honor? She always made me feel incapable, unprepared and inferior. It was as if she was always one step ahead of me. Do you know what I mean? You as well? That makes sense. After all, you're just a mere projection of my, well, back to the investigation. Who, then, is the one offering us more information on Capitu? You managed to speak to someone close to our suspect? I can see that you did. Someone very close indeed. And what did the husband have to say about his own wife? It's impossible to trust someone with so many secrets. She's hiding something, I can feel it. Poor Ben Santiago. Well, join the club. Capitu hides many things from practically everyone. It doesn't surprise me at all that even her husband isn't immune to her sphere of mystery. For a marriage, however, that should be guided by principles such as truth and transparency between a husband and wife. It's understandable that Capitu and Ben's marriage would be in something of a crisis. Ben, my lawyer, when I was alive at least, I know him as no one else does. Precisely because of that, when we discovered that Capitu felt she was being spied on, I already had a suspect in mind. None other than Ben himself. I know exactly how the jealousy he is that he feels for his wife, and it consumes him. But besides understanding him and frankly feeling sorry for him, what else could I do? Whenever he confided in me about his suspicions, I urged him to let certain feelings go. That would have been for the best. Such was my insistence that I started to sound like a broken record. And well, speaking of broken records, you must have heard the rumors about such of an object. The record was dear to me, and Capitu had no right to destroy it like she did, simply because she believed she could use it to get through to me. What Capitu didn't know, or perhaps she did, is that while he spied on her, Ben saw her break my precious record. Assuming that such an emotional display stemmed from genuine feelings, the act only served to fuel his suspicious mind. Poor Ben, what must it be like to live under the grip of doubt? But we must agree that Ben is on to something. The manner in which Capitu destroyed the record could easily be interpreted as an outburst of anger. It could also be a sign, a message. What if she was trying to send me one? Both Eva and Sophia are close to Capitu, and both have made it clear that she was secretive and captivating. A dangerous combination. And if Capitu is capable of concealing things from Ben, her own husband, why shouldn't we suspect that she played a role in the crimes committed against me? She, without a shadow of a doubt, had the means, and her alliances had much to gain from it. Why don't you go to Capitu herself and uncover the last piece of this puzzle? Only she can put an end to this mystery. And what about this other fact? Capitu. Did you manage to speak to her? I wish I had the chance. I figure you wouldn't have any troubles, Detective. You've been doing so well. But it's all true, I always idolized her. Our own mysterious diva. To me, she represented everything beautiful and deserving of preservation in art. But as it happened, this greatest of talents, when not protected, when isolated, are lost with time. In Capitu's case, always in command, she herself was the one to abdicate her precious gift. All so she could live a quiet life, denying her light to the world. Yes, I did it, and I have no regrets. I did what had to be done so that she could return to where she shouldn't have left. Her musical career. I intended to expose her, yes, as the sponsor of the strike, as told by Eva, and as the mysterious diva, as told by Sophia. Wouldn't you have done the same, Detective, if you could? Capitu, impetuous and threatened by her own past, went to my house and stole the record that I had carefully kept. And she did as a demonstration. And she did it as a demonstration, did she not? That she would take no audacities from me. That she would give me a taste of my own medicine if it became necessary. Doesn't it seem like something that Capitu would do? It would be strange to think that Capitu, having channeled her anger and destroying one of my treasures, might need more than that. Would she have need to kill me after destroying the part of me I liked the most? At the same time, though, breaking a record might not have been enough to consume all of the hatred that she has for me. After all, you heard her say herself,
I admit that Brass' death has brought me some relief.
if Capitu wasn't the one responsible for this relief, we may never know. Get all the statements from the plot, the opposites. The opposites achievement unlocked. You've made good progress today. We'll see what's ahead. Another one bites the dust. Boom. What is Brass hiding in the statue at his house? So we need to break into his house again, which means getting the key. And we know he was having the argument with Capitu now at very early in the day. As for clues, we still need to talk to more people about Buzz issue number 1. But pretty much everything else, we're getting very close to having talked about everything. We also have Sophia's board completed. Santiago's board seemingly completed. And a statement from the lawyer about Lobo and them. Yes, they're competing, but they're the friendly sort of rivals rather than mean ones. So, what do we actually want to do? The house. So the house means the key, and the key means the cheese bread.
Or the eclair, depending.
I
The
thought we
cheese
liked
bread was faster.
the cheese bread. Yeah,
We like-
because it's quicker. We don't have to wait for the other eavesdropped conversation.
I would have liked to know if the pharmacist still has nothing new on the doctor and things.
Sure. Do that after we've grabbed the key. Zoom. Nope, nothing new.
Seems like he has been quite extended for now.
Yeah, it looks like maybe nothing until we learn about the doctor.
And the sister that she was just standing there just because we walked past her.
Sure, why not? Zoom.
I just want to avoid that we just ignore someone for too long when we are right there.
Nope, nothing to be done with her.
Right. All my concerns have been
Ah, but
soothed.
what about little Timmy? Maybe little Timmy has something new.
It would be typical, wouldn't it? Ignore little Timmy and then suddenly little Timmy actually has information.
Okay, we can break into the house because we have the key. And then now we know that inside the bust... Ben told me that there's something here. Secret tunnel! Keepsake of a lover. Au bras comme amour. The bust of Voltaire. And in the Cubist manor, well hidden, a portrait of Virgilia with a love letter addressed to Brass was found. Yet another secret to be added to the never-ending pile of rumours. So, do we give it to the mayor or the wife? Yeah.
Wife. Definitely the wife.
Not the mayor? I want to confront the mayor with it.
Sure, if you wanna.
Oh, well. Trying to do my thing has led to your thing. Except that she says, no, talk to me in my home.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Zoom. There we go. Ma'am, let's talk about something that is at least a little bit compromising.
Compromising? Is it about me?
Don't fake ignorance. What do you have to tell me about the photo that you'd sent Brass with a love confession?
How did you find out?
Well, I'm not one to boast, but I am very good at my job. It's a serious matter. Tell me about the two of you.
Oh god, how embarrassing. Oh, whatever, there's no use dragging out this lie. Yes, Brass and I were living a secret romance for a long time.
Secret? Are you sure?
Absolutely. I mean, not completely. One person or another may have suspected.
And would your husband be one of them?
Lobo, oh no, please. Don't tell him anything about this, please.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I need to know if your husband could have found out about it and committed an act of vengeance against Brass.
Well, let's make a deal. I'll tell you something personal about Lobo. I beg you, don't expose my affair with Brass. This could end our lives.
Let's do this. Give me the information I want, and I promise to think about it.
Lobo and Brass were always competing, especially in politics. Brass was one of the names listed for the state secretariat. However, he was removed at Lobo's request. Once I found a draft of a letter he'd sent the governor. In this letter, Lobo discredited Brass' image because of his unpredictable attitudes. The creation of that cursed newspaper, for example.
Your Excellency, I'm writing to Your Excellency to express my deep and well-founded concerns regarding the recent conjecture of the nomination for the despicable Mr. Brass Cubus for the relevant position of Secretary of State. The reputation that precedes him is unfortunately notorious within society, and his shortcomings have led to his permanent exclusion from our fraternity, an act that, as your excellency well knows, demands deep reflection and unquestionable justification. He is an unqualified individual with a terrible track record. We don't want him around. In light of these circumstances, and I personally ask this with all my heart, moved by the public interest and the success of your administration, I submit to your highest consideration the re-evaluation of such an appointment. With the utmost respect for your authority, but with an inextinguishable certainty that the choice for Secretary of State must reflect irreproachable suitability and competence. With my highest regards and esteem for consideration, Lobo Neves, your attentive colleague.
Oh, I guess that was one more that I didn't see there. That was on me. Now please keep your word.
I don't think it had gotten to it yet. I think that was the other side of the letter. Yes, of course, Madam Virgilia. What can I do? I can speak more about the letter. I'd like to speak more about the draft of the letter from the governor, or to the governor. No, she just says basically no. Oh, that's easy.
Just get out.
And there's no one else more to talk to her with, so we are done with the wife. Can we talk to the husband? He should be arriving soon.
Yeah, but he won't talk here. They'll just argue and then he'll leave for the club. Which we should be going to. We're gonna miss the club.
Blah, blah, blah. She kicks us out. Crispin goes to start helping her run away. Let me in.
And we're too late. She's already on the stage.
Good evening, sir. Not now, leave me be. Speak to me during the day, preferably in the morning. Alright. Fair enough. Zoom. So go talk to him, then get the bouquet. So, Detective, anything new on our investigation on Bacamarte? Yes? Excellent. Whose was it? Oh, Eva, of all people. Cottram's niece, the one we began our investigation with. Maybe her perspective is a little partial, but what did she say?
It was only his coldness, his self-control, and his self-discipline that stopped him from immediately responding to brass provocation.
Let's analyze this statement from Miss Eva with the greatest of care. She begins by giving us many qualities she sees in Bacamarte. His self-control, his self-discipline, even his coldness is made to sound like a positive here. It doesn't seem like the opinion of someone who has undergone a process of marital separation, does it? It seems like she still has feelings for Bacamarte, or at least some tender memories. Maybe she was softened by the memories of Bacamarte that doesn't exist anymore. At least, that's what the poem suggests. It's hard to believe that a solemn, calculating man like him could write poetry. It reminds us of the contradictions of the human heart, which could reinforce the idea that he was indeed my assassin. Back to Eva's statement. Eva says that Bakamate's coldness was what kept him from immediately responding to my provocation. And what answer is she referring to? Could Eva be right, and buried deep inside the mathematical Bakamate there is the heart of an irascible and tempestuous man? If that's the case, this man could very well have succumbed to the thirst for revenge, and therefore be the cause of my demise. Let's proceed with the investigation, Detective. I'm beginning to take Bakamate for a suspect. Bring me more statements about him as soon as possible. And so, Detective, who is the one to bring us the news about Lobo's file? Ben! What did that unpleasant character, wrapped in a cheap suit, have to say? Lobo Neves and Cubus always fought, but deep down it was because they used to think so alike. They were always fighting over the same interests. What nonsense, comparing me to that pathetic fool? To compare me, a great visionary, to a dimwit of a politician who keeps his post by robbing Peter to pay Paul. But what would we expect Ben to know? He's only a lawyer. Although he has access to a great deal of information about my life, he was required to do so by work. I certainly didn't tell him anything. For example, there are many secrets in my house that, well, I have to keep this one for myself. But it's not me we're investigating. We're investigating Lobo Neves. Let's go back to Ben's words. Always fighting over the same interests? It's true, Lobo and I were always at odds, constantly disputing this and that. I might even go so far as to say that in life, Lobo was my greatest rival. Not that he was ever a match for me, mind you, but... Could Ben be hinting at a potential line of inquiry regarding Neves? Should we explore the threads of our shared existence? Could these shared interests be enough to motivate Lobo to kill me? Well, Detective, it seems like we might be on the right track. Will we succeed at ambushing this wolf in his own treacherous grounds? Go to him, Detective. The final clue in this inquiry is secured in Lobo's own claws. And he does have something else to say. My dear Detective, or if you prefer player, I see we are advancing swiftly in this investigation, and frankly, I sense that the end draws ever closer. Soon, Your Excellency will return to his usual life, lulled by the sweet and fallacious illusion that you control your fate. Don't worry, though, I don't intend to spoil your fun. After all, who needs truth when one can have a good story? Proceed with your investigation, uncover the mysteries surrounding my death, and when all is said and done, remember, life is as a game, and we are but pieces on a much greater board. Daydreams of the Ghost. Access all of the daydreams of Brass Cubus. Okay. So. Lobo. Hello. Can I ask you about the love letter thing? No. But we can ask about the letter to the governor. Mr. Lobo Neves, I'd like to talk to you about your rivalry with Brass Cubus. We were dear friends, Mr. Voter. The rivalry was just political play. I'm delighted in debating against Brass during the meetings I hosted at my residency. A challenge to win an argument against him. He had the devil's tongue. But thanks to these meetings, I was ready to take on anyone in a debate, including all those others in Parliament. It's a pity that he became a ruminator. He wasn't himself anymore after it, and that put his position in Congress at risk. I had to oppose him vehemently. Do you mean humanator? Yes, that's it, Voter. You're smart. Like those who vote for me. Vote Lobo. No wonder you changed your own posture. After all, if your own wife told me that you were capable of this, why...
Powerful men like my husband know how to efficiently end disputes.
Virgilia has known me for a long time, Voter, and like Lobo Neves, she never lies. I had to act swiftly to bar Cubus's proposal. Are you sure this was the only reason you discredited him and nothing to do with his opinion published in that ominous issue of The Buzz? Voter, I've been patiently listening to you, but there is a limit to my patience. Brass's foolish pastime never amounted to more than a tickle to anyone, much less me, and that's a fact. Lobo Neves is a man of facts. Does that mean you would attend to a meeting at 1300 hours, or you would shake hands with someone whose name has 13 letters? Apparently, you want to know why my name is Lobo, boy, as in wolf. A wolf protects its territory, isn't that right, Mr. Neves? Why, I even heard the following. Lobo Neves and Cubus always fought, yes, but deep down it was because they used to think alike. They were always fighting over the same interests. Did Brass invade your territory, Mr. Neves? What rubbish! What are you insinuating? Vigilia, don't you dare speak my wife's good name, and don't you dare come at me with rumors. She's always known which one of us has a future, and that's why she chose me. Are you sure that she kept to her choice? Because, well, I've heard different. I promised that I wouldn't tell him, but, well, tomorrow is a different day. The signs. She is cheating. She is cheating. A 13-letter warning. My dear boy, please, don't spread this information. I'll give you whatever you want. If people were to find out, it would ruin her reputation. Vigilia, what about the career that you've fought your life for? I don't care about any of that. It's Vigilia who cannot afford any damages. Please, I'll be better. I'll do whatever it takes to salvage our marriage. Wow, an actual person that isn't self-absorbed, like more
he has
respect to
flaws,
him.
And the marriage isn't great, but at least he loves her enough to try to work on it.
Yeah. All these other people who are like, I'm getting a divorce, and I'm getting a divorce, and I hate him for this reason, and I hate her for that reason. Meanwhile, he finds out she's cheating, and I forgive her. How can I protect her? Absolute props to you, Lobo. What do you mean, Mr. Neves? Do you feel guilty? Yes, my boy. All my career, well, it's come first, before everything else. Every dispute in this thirst for power. I didn't even see what I was taking for granted in order to reach my goals. Nothing? Vigilia is an innocent woman who fell into his hands, but I was too busy fighting against him to save her. And the worst part, young man, my opposition to him didn't stop at discrediting his proposal. I actually wrote a letter to the governor, and that's what really put an end to his career in politics. I came across this draft, and I'm aware of its contents. If you've read it, then you know that Lobo Neves is a man of the people, who did everything he could to damage another man of the people, Brass Cubus. The final version, well, it was even more cruel. I wished to make him a pariah for the rest of his life. And now that his life has ended. And am I looking at the man responsible for it? Are you the one behind his death? After all, he wasn't just a political rival, he was also your romantic opponent. You can stop right there, young man. Keep looking for your killer, because this wolf only fights on the political field. My wife cheating on me with him might have been a low blow, but it isn't a fatal one. In the end, I'm the victorious one after all. I'm the one left standing. It's not my style to gloat over a corpse, but it's clear we have a winner in this dispute. Thank you, Pizza. Welcome, Raiders. Your pacifist, civilized speech doesn't stand on its own, given your proneness to attack him in every possible way. It seems to me that you are a wolf... Oh. Good morning, Lobo Neves. Looking for an eclair to sweeten your day? I got the last one. The newspaper says the strike will happen 13 weeks from now, isn't that right? 13? Are you trying to provoke me, Cubus? I'm warning you I'm not in a great mood with the strike and, well, other matters that don't concern you. If things look bad for the Secretary of State, imagine how it is for us, right, people? Don't you listen to this sweet-tongued braggart. Remember to vote for Lobo Neves. It's a vote for action. I publicly promise to silence blabbermouths like Neves here and put an end to it. I'll bury the spirits of every disgraceful man forever. You hear me, Cubus? Bury! We'll see about that. Very well, Detective. Let's finish this plot. Yes, let us see what Lobo Neves has to say in his defense. Sorry, Maury?
No, it's just both of the dogs were sleeping, so I took the opportunity to place a small order for a sandwich for lunch.
And immediately,
It was just yes.
did they hear the word sandwich and leap to awakeness?
We didn't even say anything. They heard the plate hit the desk, and that was it. Up immediately. Now it's just he's sitting there looking at me like. Hello?
Where is my sandwich? I bet it's something up to his great politician standards. Or just something up to his, well, never mind. Come on, Detective. What did he say? Has he confessed? It's not my style to gloat over a corpse, but it's clear we have a winner in this dispute. What? The audacity, the decadence. That means he considers himself the winner in all of this? How is that possible? Just because he's still alive and I'm dead? Well, why does that mean anything? I know why he's saying it. He always knew that a debate isn't about being right, it's about composure. And when it came to composure, this superstitious dog had so much to lose, and he did. Or maybe he even had something else to lose. Didn't you see, Detective? Virgilia's portrait kept under lock and key in my house. As you know, we were lovers. We had our relationship right under Lobo's muzzle, and he never found out. So much so that you had to get him to see the facts. Looking at it from this angle, he didn't have any... What? Yes, he did. Looking at it from this angle, he didn't have a personal motive to murder me. I suppose they mean because of his not knowing. Our rivalry was more about politics than matters of the heart, at least as far as he knew. Our biggest... Yeah, okay, then that supports that. Fine, I take back that objection. The biggest proof of our particular war was this letter that he wrote to the governor. You've read its contents, the words written in the draft. Lobo's intentions were but one, to publicly deplete me. The worst of any damages that could happen to someone rising to power with no obstacles. He may have realized that it wasn't enough to finish me and hired someone else to eliminate me, but it's hard to believe that Lobo would simply like to remove me from the picture. Lobo and I were opponents, rivals. You never know the strength of such a relationship, Detective, being a... Well, I suspect that even though Lobo had his motive to want me dead, he also had motive to want me alive. Who will go head-to-head with him now? Who in Rio de Janeiro can measure up to him? With my death, he will lose strength, mark my words. This shot absolutely will backfire. The rival. Get all the statements from the plot, the rival. A satisfying ending to our investigation, Detective. It's good to find closure, don't you think? The deductive work, however, has left me fatigued. And
I feel
so...
like we've been getting a lot of these.
End of zone things? Yeah, we've gotten like 4. So, what's our new one? We know that he was having the argument with the guy at lunch. Sure. We still haven't met the doctor. And we now know... I thought we already saw
People we
Eva's
still
thing.
haven't met.
We've almost completed the board even though we haven't met him. And we've finished off Lobo's statements and we finished off Lobo's board. As for clues, we've still got the buzz number 1 about humanism. Maybe we can go ask Coffee Man, because he's sort of got the book about that at the moment. We've got the buzz number 2 about Bacamarte. I don't know who else we would ask other than Bacamarte himself, though, so that feels like we're stuck for that. The same for the other buzz issue. And the insane priest, which also, yeah, everything Bacamarte. So how do we gain access to him? Well, I have no threads to pull other than trying to talk to Coffee Doggo Man. Do you have any ideas?
No, but could you look back at the paper there for 13? We were missing one on the first issue with about Lobo and his 13.
The wolf who's afraid of the number 13. We are missing a person. We've asked Lobo, the wife, Doggo Man,
And
Eva.
it's probably the doctor as well.
Yeah, that's probably the doctor as well. Agreed. Wait for Doggo. They go inside.
You can look at the doorbell as you want. You're not getting my sandwiches.
Okay.
You're literally drooling.
Ask for dressing room key. Mr. Ruby... Oh, we can just ask for it now. We don't have to do anything. Sure. We can ask him about his chocolates. I saw that most of your gifts to Sophia have been given by the same... Well, most of the gifts given to Sophia have been done so by the same person, you. Do you care to tell me more about it, or do I need to dig more into the matter? What? There's nothing to say, officer. Everyone likes to give gifts and get chocolates and flowers and jewellery. Gifts make people happy. Sophia needed some joy after that bloody article. I feel that she was taken aback by it somehow. You mean Brass's article in the Buzz? Yes. You can't treat a lady that way, especially not someone so special as Sophia. I heard that Brass was sued over one of his controversial publications. The defense lawyer blamed the negative influence of humanism, and you're the heir of its doctrine. You might tell me more about this case. Look, officer, I'd really like to help you, but the role of heir is a bit much for me. I'll let old Quincus handle that here. Woof, woof! I must confess that I don't like to delve into humanism as it messes my head in a bad way. I don't doubt that Brass and Quincus's tragic outcomes are related to humanism. What is the effect of humanism on your opinion? I don't know, officer, but they were too attached to this superfiction thing. Superstition? Yeah, you'll see. They believed in some kind of mirror that would awaken a true humanita. Never worked for me. What a crazy idea. I know, right? I've got it here. You can have it. Maybe you'll find a lunatic that can make sense of it. Could I make sense of it if I find someone crazy enough? And then...
So find him at night.
Really? I was thinking give it to the priest.
I was thinking find him when he's walking around with his shoes wrapped around his
I don't know that we
neck.
can talk to him then, though, is my concern.
Maybe not. We never tried, have we?
I don't think so, but I don't think I've ever seen an interaction point. Like the little dots. They've stepped into that small confessional. Alright. I don't want it. Leave it in the church box if it's a donation. Okay. Nope, that's it. Is there anyone else who would be crazy enough to believe this? Nope, not her. So we've done the priest, we've done her, we can try... It seems
Must
very
be pharmacy man since he's right there.
Yeah, it seems very unlikely, but... Nope. I can't make I can't make a prescription out of a mirror.
Does he have anything new to interrogate? Just check interrogate while you're doing the rounds now.
Oh.
Might as well check everything when we're just hounding down people. Hello, little Timmy. Are you insane?
Do we want to get the flowers?
I think so.
We've got time. We can also ask her, because she should still be in... No! Did I not go far enough? Oh, okay, wrong house, my bad. This house. Do you know about the mirror?
Or anything else?
No, nothing else. Mirror? No, she doesn't want the mirror either.
And yeah, maybe just pick up the flowers and head to the club so we can close down that.
Try to give the mirror to the current singer lady? Why, yes, I do look beautiful.
I more meant show her the newspaper clipping that we haven't shown her in hopes that we can at least cross that one off the list.
Right, and then back to the club. The harbour. Thank you. What about this guy? He's off his tits at the moment.
That is him. That is the guy who gave us the mirror.
Can we... We can. But no, we can't do anything. Talk to you, give you the flowers.
I wonder if the doctor comes and picks him up if you follow him.
The insane doctor.
That's something we can try later. Just follow the lunatic around and see if he gets picked up.
Nope, I can't autograph the mirror. I don't have a pen on me. We can ask her about the newspaper. Can we talk about the 4th issue of the newspaper, The Buzz?
Oh, honey, finally asking the right question. That rag achieved its goal. It created a lot of buzz. Even its name is annoying. Brass probably lived attached to old memories and couldn't recognize the many greatnesses of our time. For example, moi.
You're not particularly modest, are you?
Don't be a naive detective. You need to know your value. That's what my singing teacher used to say.
You took classes? I thought you said your talent was natural.
A gem like me, even with all its inner glow, needs to be lapidated to reach perfection. That's why I sought classes with the greatest artist of our time.
And what about these memories of Brass? To whom do you think he was referring when he praised the singers of yesteryear?
He was more your friend than he was mine, Mr. Detective. You should have paid more attention.
I've never met him when he was alive.
In any case, after this issue, the newspaper was discontinued. There were all still well-intended people willing to aid a demoiselle.
Well-intentioned? To whom do you refer?
Just connected dots, mon cher.
And now there's nothing else to do. We haven't done him in his office in a while, so I think tomorrow morning...
Yeah, we can do him in the office in the morning. And then if we try to see if anything happens when we follow the lunatic around and see if that causes a meeting with the doctor. Because we still need to find out how we meet him.
Okay. We have something for the board. Even after crossing the same threshold, it still pains me to think about Quincus Borba. Why are we talking about him, Detective? What does the late Quincus have to do with this investigation? I don't need you to question the dead, but it's not like I have much to go on around here. Well then, entertain me. Whose statement is it this time? Rubio's? I see. Rubio was indeed Quincus's pupil. If someone were to know more about Quincus, that would be Rubio. And what did he say? The same old nonsense? I don't know that Brass and Quincus's tragic outcomes are related to humanism. I don't doubt, sorry. Not exactly. A revitalizing hypothesis, I must say. After all, both Quincus and I were indeed true humanitas. Could it be possible that both of us met the same fate? For our shared faith? But that alone wasn't enough to connect our deaths. Could it be that Quincus's disappearance and demise, my demise, are connected? If it were the case that this was the motive behind my death, it wouldn't be the first time that humanism has placed me in a difficult position. As you well know by now, Lobo Neves once had the audacity to attack me with a lawsuit. My lawyer, playing his part, prepared our defense as he should. The only problem is that Ben argued my actions weren't of his own doing, but rather a dark influence of humanism. There is no way on earth that humanitism, public image, and its followers wouldn't be discredited after that strategy. How could one not think about Humanitas as a dangerous creature, subject to uncontrollable influences after that? No, it's impossible to think of Quincus as my assassin. He met his fate before me, though at the same time, I've never found him here, and the both of us being Humanitas, we should have gone to the same place. Wherever it is. Well done, Detective. I'll allow you to proceed with the investigation of Quincus. I am not certain about what we will uncover, but I trust your intuition. It's worked fine up until now. If you happen to collect another statement about him, come back and see me. Yeah.
Well, we filled in pretty much his entire board in one statement there.
Yeah, it looks like we're only short one. So it was...
To the harbor!
Zoop. And talk to... industry man. Entrepreneur man. Nope. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I thought it would be him. We haven't done this guy in a while, but he's not quite here yet. He's busy being off at the bookie. Nope. So we just did you. We can't find you yet. We just did him. We just did you. We could try Eva. Even though we did her recently.
We can try the lawyer as well if we're going that direction.
Yeah, if we're here already, why not? Nope. Now, it might be that maybe we need to join the strike again and get locked up in the insane asylum. And now that we know about the guy, maybe it doesn't just kick us out straight away?
It could be. It'd be a bit strange, but it could be.
Nope, nothing for him. So that means now we're up to the sister.
Just try. Just try getting involved in the strike and see what happens.
Alright, alright. I'm just trying to remember where we were up to. We were up to the sister.
It's the only time we managed to get in there, so...
Yeah, it's the closest to him we've gotten, other than when he's in the background.
Oh.
Yes, they take us.
Off we go.
Okay. Same conversation we've already seen. He accuses Eva. We say that doesn't... That's very biased of you and we need to collect more information. And he lets us know about the person that he has. Nah, still just ends the day. Rats.
Oh well, then we tried at least, so, you know, that's something.
Yeah, it's nice to cross it off. So, sister is, even though we kind of just did her, but doing the loop. Sister. Nope. And after sister is... the person we don't know. Did I try Cottram while we were in the harbour? There's Lobo and Capitu. And Sophia, Padre. I feel like we've done all of these people now. So yeah, I like your follow the insane person around strategy then, because I feel like we've done all those other people very recently. Doesn't hurt to do you while we're here. Ooh. There is one more thing. My investigation has revealed that you opened a lawsuit against Brass Cubus because of his article in the Buzz, correct? And in this lawsuit, Brass was defended by his usual lawyer, Ben. What can you tell me about the matter? The people of Rio de Janeiro know that I'm an honest, hard-working man. I don't like to appeal to the legal system, but I was forced to. I'd rather solve things like a man. In any way, the case remains confidential. I can't share more about it with you. Which means that we've now asked everyone about it. Alright. So, follow the man round. We don't know where he is in the morning. The first we know is where he appears for the doggo. Which isn't for several hours.
No, but we could also get the mirror out of him. If we're following the lunatic around, we should probably also just get that mirror.
He doesn't get here till 11. The mirror might be the thing that lets us into the insane asylum.
Could be. Doesn't hurt to try. It's still hours until he goes into his other face, so...
Can we show it to the guy who gives it? I don't see why that would be helpful, but we could. No, the mirror does not. Bugger.
Okay, then back to his house. We can follow him around.
And then there's also, he has two states of this, right? He has whether we've given him the coffee or not states.
Yeah, if you give him the coffee, he's perfectly normal the entire evening. So we definitely don't want him getting coffee.
No, he says he doesn't know about the mirror if we ask him. So, speed up time until he kicks us out? Same little thing. He sprints off to a different zone, which we don't know. We think it's the harbour first? Maybe not?
I only remember seeing him in downtown. That's when Crispin find him, and I think that's about this hour.
Alright. Okay, yes.
Yeah, Crispin is now seeing him to the side there. And there we go. Where does he go afterwards?
Either in that car or in the taxi.
There we go. So he goes into the lunatic car. So, to the asylum.
No.
You go in the door now.
No.
Hmm. Darn it, what are we supposed to do then?
The only thing I can think of is maybe we're supposed to make a potion of the drunkenness thing again, and then we get seen and...
So we give him the coffee and we go raving in the night.
maybe?
Huh. Okay, let's think about the items that we're able to pick up and who we have given them to and who we haven't given them to. So you have all of the food. We have given the food to everyone who has asked for it, so I don't think that's anything we missed there. The mirror you have tried to give to pretty much every single one. So that's not it. The broom we have used to shoo the seagulls, not much else.
But we haven't opened the box that the seagulls get off yet, even with the crowbar.
Yeah, we haven't figured out how to do that yet, so that's a thing. And let's see what else. The key, the key to the dead guy's house. If we have given that to the sister and we have used it ourselves, what happens if you give it to the husband?
The husband of the wife of the sister.
To the Bruce. Yeah.
We could make this again, so let's... Aloe vera.
I don't remember if we were able to walk around afterwards, if we would just end the day.
Laudanum. Rhubarb. The doorknob is gone. And I can't lift up the... I don't have the strength to lift up the counter. No, we are very stuck. Cuckoo, cuckoo. That's one person we haven't asked. No, but we think that most of these now are talking to the person that we don't have access to.
Yeah, it has to be something with the box. We have to figure out the box. That's the only thing I can think of that we haven't done that isn't the role with the doctor.
The box?
Yeah, the box at the harbor.
Okay. I thought you were the crate. I thought you were meaning the item inside the donation box, the necklace.
Oh no, sorry. I'm still stuck in Seagull and crate box.
Because Padre Cabral is worried I show this to someone, but who doesn't have a tick yet.
Just bring that with us then, and we can do that as well. Did we break into the warehouse?
Apparently not. Or at least it's not generated a tick.
Guess we forgot to do that. We should do that. How did we get the crowbar again?
You get the crowbar from behind the water tower thing. It's just there.
Yeah. Got that then.
So behind here is the crowbar. Sophia
then
mentioned
just
it
get
would be
the broom
useful
as
for
well.
breaking into the warehouse.
I guess we just forgot to break into the warehouse and everything.
I don't think it let us.
Sign there. Can you just have a look? Well, we won't be able to do it yet because he's right there. So, could you just have a look at the sign? The 2 days.
Yeah, it's only been 2 days since an accident. I should be careful.
But.
We also haven't used the binoculars.
There's something more. When you're in that small, like, bit where it's centered on the sign, like you kind of zoom in a bit and then you zoom back out. Do you have any possibility to change the numbers? Because I'm not sure if that's the game zooming in or it's you clicking.
No. The game zooms in, looks at our text bubble, and then
Okay.
text bubble goes away and zooms
Thank you
out.
for checking. I would like to try that again at the end of day, but that requires skipping, and I'm not sure if we should be.
Wait for you to kick us out. And what, you think that we can then break in with the crowbar? Can you tell me why you shouldn't get lost, buddy? I'm just passing by. You better not try and pull a stunt. So what, now that they're arguing? No, Rolling Ninja, which annoys me. I really felt that you'd be able to open the box with a crowbar, but you cannot.
Can you go a bit further into the day, please? Just until the workers stop working. Because we can't do anything with that box, even if you click it again there, it's just giving you the same thing.
Just the same. Okay.
No, not that. Just... I know you can't do that yet because he's still at work. But I want to see it when the workers are gone and he's only one left. So if you can skip to where he's the only one left on the docks. Still working. Have long work days. There. Okay, now try and go and do something with the sign. Well, now he's there. Maybe.
Oh, you want the sign now? No.
I wanted something there.
Nothing.
The donkey. Yes, there was. There was. He was having conversation about that damn donkey. Darn it. Oh, I'm onto something. I'm so close.
Huh?
Oh. There's a small window there. There's a tiny small window where we can change how many days it's been since there's been an accident. It has to be after the workers have gone, but before he changes the sign, and then he makes a thing that if there's something with the damn donkey that's related to that box. So, I think we have a very weird change of events, which annoys me. It's not good game mechanic. Oh.
The crowbar will make a lot of noise. The sound of thunder will help me disguise it.
Feel free to do that now. I'm just gonna be having grumble over what I think might be needed afterwards. It's gonna annoy me. Oh, that's gonna annoy me.
Uh-huh. Okay. A random minigame? Yes. Like the Pick the Flowers minigame. I've made it. Hello, operator. I'd like to report a break-in. Haha, I'm not such a fool. The smell of coffee beans. They must be ready for shipment. This was probably been sitting here for a long time. Let's see what it is. Wait, is this a snow sledge? Are you kidding me? Mr. Straw, you truly are a visionary businessman. I think that's meant to be a Citizen Kane reference. Rosebud. So, this is the suspicious cargo that was delivered. Let's find out why they're so secretive about it. What's this slimy, dark liquid? It smells sugary. Is it molasses? It's molasses. Sugarcane molasses. I need to ask someone about the molasses. Well, we have a new thing to ask people about. And there's now nothing else here. I don't think there's anything else we can do today.
Can you just check on the board? No, he took that board with him, doesn't he? Oh. No, there, it's still there. Can you just check if you have now anything you can take from that, from the molasses incident? Not the board with the numbers, but the little workbench. I need to get better at using different words for things.
It has nothing I might need.
Okay, in that case, I suggest we skip until one day and then head back to the harbor in the morning.
And now, who are we going to ask? We're going to ask Entrepreneur Man and Cottram. Who else would it be? I don't think anyone else is obvious that we should ask about it.
Not unless they give us anything else, no.
Does it indicate that there are more than 2 people? No, there's only 2 people to ask about, so that seems like a pretty likely to be those 2.
Yeah.
Cafe barman wants his molasses. Harbour. Here is where he is in the morning before he gets to the dog. Why are you dealing in molasses?
Listen to what he says there.
I think we already have, but I don't remember what it was. Okay. Tell me about the barrels of molasses. What's going on behind this organization? Isn't that what a harbor does? Import and export products? The product was probably supplied and there was probably demand that brought it here. I do know the basics of economics, Chris. Mr. Chris Straw. Monsieur Straw. And if you'd like more lessons on economic and finance, I'd be happy to help. I'm eager to find some students interested in my mentorship. Okay, so he has nothing. He has nothing there. He has nothing else here. That didn't really feel like much else to go on. We ask you. What about the molasses? Mr. Cottram, I came to know about a shipment that some people here at the harbour are trying to hide. It's only molasses barrels. Why were you acting so suspiciously about them? They're Chris's business. If you want to know more, talk to him. I'll tell you this, he has nothing to complain about. The operations are guaranteed. Operations? What are you talking about? Whoa, hold on. If I spill it all out, I'll end up with no job. Now, if I won a pretty penny in the animals game, that wouldn't be a concern. Hell, I could even snitch on Chris's operations. And where is this animals game? If you're not in the animal scheme, I'm not the one who's gonna tell you. Good luck. I have faith you're going to win, and we're going to talk again. I hope you're right. I had a dream last night, and I'm sure it is gonna be donkey today. Animal thing is not something that we can talk about. Where does the animal game take place?
Well, that we already know. That's the one next to the lawyer, isn't it?
You think it's the bookie?
Game that we never... Yeah, I think it's the bookie.
We can see if the bookie is still running. No? Maybe
He
I went
hasn't
the wrong...
arrived yet. He arrives around 12:01, I think.
Yeah, he's not that far back. There we go. Tell me about the animal game. No. Do we wait for Cottram to come here? Maybe they have a conversation that we've never overheard.
Just stay around the bookie and see if there's anything that happens. People are definitely gathering around him. We still can't play?
Nope. Okay, so here's Cottram. Are you here for the animal game? Yes, but don't attract too much attention. Bets with numbers and animals. I want to check it out. Okay, so because the number on the board is 3, he bets donkey.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling today? I'm having a stroke of luck. All the signs show me donkey will be drawn. How can you be so sure? Don't give me negative vibes or else I'll know who to blame. The results come in after 8 PM. Let's wait. We have a result and it's lion. Roar! Ah, lion? I can't believe it. I'm still gonna be broke. If I could convince him to bet on lion, maybe he'd say something about Chris's operations. I told you not to bring me bad luck. Wait, Biff!
Huh.
Okay.
Oh, it's the case of you have to do this before you can do that. So now we can shoo away the seagulls and get the box in his line of sight and probably change the number on the sign to that it's been... We would have to put it on 15 days then?
Okay.
Mine was 16, wasn't it?
I don't know. You're in charge of Prince Screen duty, Maury.
You went way so fast!
Oh, so fast.
You did not look at the animals for very long.
I could have asked explicitly. I could have.
But yeah, I think lion was 16, so that means we have to put it to day 15. But just go to harbor and listen to the conversation with the coffee guy at the top in case we haven't.
Oh yes, you wanted us to check him again. I'm almost certain that we have multiple times, but it doesn't hurt to do.
Because I think we have just seen him in the background and then thought we should do it afterwards.
Why am I here? At the harbor? Why am I here? I was in a dream, and then, was it real? I saw... No, yeah, this is him in the ghost thing. I think I saw a ghost.
He saw Quincus. He needs to get home.
Alright. Now the sign is interactable.
Okay, great. Okay, so now we want to change that to 15.
And shoo away the pigeons. So that he sees the lion.
Can we do anything more about that box now that we know that we need it?
Suppose we could see if it suddenly lets us use the crowbar on it, but it didn't let us use the crowbar on it before.
No, but we could also not interact with the sign before, so I'm just being a bit paranoid.
Move box. Now we have the ability to move box. That was heavy. And now we wait for him to finish his day?
Yeah, probably. And now all the signs will point towards 16 lion.
And then he has his little talk. And he comes over here and he hopefully says, lion. A drawing of a lion?
Follow that man.
Or actually get ahead of him. Bet on the lion and you'll come in with full pockets. Why would I trust a guy that looks like a cop? If you want to win the prize, you'll need to trust me. Believe me. Convince me not to bet on donkey. Convince. You need to trust. Luck doesn't work that way. I need to see the signs to believe. Nothing's happened to make me change my mind. Signs? The donkey will be my lucky guess. The number of days without accidents at the harbour. Have you noticed the number of days without accidents at the harbour? Of course I have. It seemed a little confusing from what I remember, but the count was 16 days. And what animal does this refer to? The lion, of course. This can't be mere coincidence. The picture with a box of a lion. Do you remember seeing a box at the harbour? But of course, those scoundrels are always messing things up down there. Did you notice which animal was stamped on it? Yes, I remember it was a lion, right? See, it's your lucky animal today. Skip to the result? Maybe we're meant to have done a third thing?
Hope not. I can't imagine what else it would be.
Rawr. What? Was it the lion? I can't believe it. I'll still be broke. If he only feels convinced to bet on lion if he sees signs. There's another one that we don't know about?
That's one that we don't know about then. Oh. Oh, what could it be? What could it be?
I mean, we just have to follow him around the whole day then, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no point doing anything else. There's nothing else we think we need to do.
Right now, this box is our main focus.
It does maybe feel like it should be a best 2 out of 3 thing rather than needing all of them.
Hmm. Okay,
So-
where else have we seen a lion, though?
There isn't a zoo. Only other place he visits is his, like, house, right? Because his wife calls him to... But he doesn't go in the house.
Yes, the lion key. The lion key. The house has a lion key.
So you think we have to do the key as well? Which means we need the bread. I definitely didn't remember what shape the key was.
Well, you were the one who said that the only other place you've seen him is at the house, so...
That's the
There
only
was
other place
something
that
with
I
that
remember
key.
him being.
Yeah.
We give the guy his bread. You accept your cheese bread. We get the
I
key.
remember it was a very ornate key, and it might have then been a lion. I think
Yeah,
there
it
was
is
some
lion.
voice line about it.
Here it is. Alright. Can we give him the key?
Yeah, probably.
We've always given it to her, but he does get that message from the other person about his wife wanting his help. So, harbour. Change the number to 15. Shoo away the pigeons. The seagulls.
Move the box.
Move the box.
And offer him the key. That is then three lions. Surely that's enough.
But lion has 4 letters.
Oh dear.
Zoom. Use broom, shove seagulls. Move box. Wait for him to have the overhearable conversation.
Can we just try to offer him the key right away?
Yeah, I mean, we can. Well,
Will
once
it do
this
any?
one's over. Arrgh. I would like to give you this key. A key with a lion head? Why are you offering me this? Is it useful for you? Funny, my wife is looking for this key. I found it in an alley. Then you can keep it. I'd rather she be furious at me than have the police find me with an incriminating object. No, he will not accept it.
But he did see it.
He did
He
see
did
it.
point out he see a lion key. So will he now, when the day is over, accept that he's seen 3 lions? In one way or another.
16 days without a thing. This is a lion. Then he gets the message from his wife. Your wife wants to meet you. She wants the lion key. A lion? Can I talk to you? I cannot talk to you. He disappeared.
Then he sees another 3rd lion.
He disappeared. He didn't come up the stairs. There we go. Now, do you reckon we give the key to the wife or to him?
No, I think we just go and see him, because all he needed was more reasons to remind us of a lion.
But I feel like this lion has been unlucky for him if he doesn't open the house.
I think it's fine. I don't want to lose the bet because we're not there now, and it goes off at 8, so you're already pushing the limit, and I'm nervous. He's betting before he meets his wife, and I think you're now too late to do the thing.
Okay. I had the order there wrong. But he should have won, right? Surely he won. But no, because he needs us to talk to him.
Talk him into it. Yeah.
Well, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe he's okay. If only I had the key. Here's this guy watching us. That's how she thanks me. Nope, he's not talkable. Fine. Zoom. I very much thought that he did his wife's thing first.
No. He goes betting before and gambling before he sees his wife, and then she's has one more reason to be mad at him.
Yeah, it's not very responsible of him. Grizzle. But I suppose it's held at a fixed time of day, so he doesn't really control that. So get cheese bread.
Also he's so deep in debt that I guess that's his only hope, is that he can go back to his wife and tell him that we no longer have the debt because I won big.
Who sees their wife before gambling? I would certainly see my wife before gambling. No, we do need to go this way. We need to get the key. He becomes... No, not the rat. The key. Thank you, policeman. Behold, we have key. Done. Let me adjust this to 15. And then we get the bird shoer. And then we shoe the birds and move the boxes. Okay. And what? Do you think that we don't even have to watch him doing this?
I say let's just watch him do it just to make sure, but... if we have done all 3 things, we've shown him the key. He'll fix the sign thing, and that should be lion, lion, lion 3 times, and then we should be able to go convince him that he has seen lion 3 times.
This number corresponds to lion. A drawing of a lion. Vote lion. Same argument. Convince him. The number of days at the harbour. That's true. The key. The key I showed you earlier. Yes, that one. The one my wife was looking for. What animal head was of it? Why, a lion! Can you see? Luck is knocking at your door. And the box? Do you remember seeing the box? And yes, blah blah, same as before. No, it doesn't. There's no new option.
No. Get to the results, I guess.
See, it's
You
your
didn't
lucky animal.
spell
Are you
it.
convinced now? I don't usually swap animals at the last minute. But what about these signs? They're all there, aren't they? Alright. You convinced me. I'll bet on lion. You better be right, otherwise... I know. But if you win, I'll want to know about Chris's operations involving the molasses barrels. Wait for the outcome. And lion! Lion! I won! The signs were there, I saw them. Get out of my way, I'm taking my money. Okay, I'll do my part. I don't know any explanations to that creep, Chris. Tell me about the molasses barrels. Why so much mystery? That must be a scam to deceive Brass. Really? Chris is ambitious, or as ambitious as Brass. A betrayal would have come from any of them. That's weirdly translated. If you want to know more about this scam, go to Casa Verde. We were delivering orders linked to this scheme there. Were you taking the barrels there then? Of course not. It was another type of order. What the heck? Where is it? Did I leave it on my workbench? Here it is. Use this, then put it back on my workbench at the harbour. Casa Verde staff. I need to use it soon before the day is over. Count me out. I'll live my life as a magnate and spend all this money. Don't come after me any longer. Only if you have a guess for tomorrow's animal. We have 4 hours to break into the insane asylum.
Or in tomorrow when we can steal his thing from the workbench, which we have been told had something, but we didn't know what we needed there yet.
Here. Here's my badge. You are cleared to enter. How did you get this badge? I work at the harbour. You're one of the suppliers? You usually come early and almost never show your credentials. You just come by saying that you have a delivery. So that means if I arrive and say that I work for Mr. Straw, I can get in? Yes, but now that you're pointing that out, this does seem like a security flaw. Crazy person? Are you here to mock me, patient 286? Didn't anyone tell you that I'm a time traveler? Never mind, you'll understand. Oh, this is us! We're crazy. You must think I'm crazy, but it doesn't matter. I've come and left several times, but for some reason I lost the way back, as if it's been erased. Where did you come from? I can't remember. I don't know who I am, but I have a strong memory that I've been here several times. Things are confusing in my mind, as if the stories didn't make sense, as if I'd watched them all be put together. Do you believe me? Well, I am curious.
If only we had a mirror.
Are you... Really? You think the mirror we give to him?
I'm not sure.
I am curious. Are you here as a time traveler too? Mental note. With increasing number of patients with Nutter syndrome, nonsense unconscious time travel ensued by a reverie. The northern sector has to be expanded for the installation of an exclusive ward for care of these patients. Dr. Bakamate? Yes? Wait a minute, do you have permission to be out of your room at this hour? I can go wherever I want. No, I'm a detective. I'm investigating the murder. A detective, really? Mental note. Inclusion of being a private investigator. Possible DDD, detective-ish disassociation disorder. I don't think so, because I am a detective. Or at least I thought I was. Yes, of course. You are what you say you are, detective. Despite that, Casa Verde's facilities are for the exclusive use of the patients and employees. And it is in fact that you are not an employee of our institution. I would have hired you myself following the procedures. So, by elimination, you must be a patient. Me, you're mistaken. I only want to ask you a few questions, and you're confusing me. Mental note. The patient is in a state of impatience. Participate in the illusion. Goal, collect information. Very well, detective, let's talk. Show him the... not the broom or the key. Interrogate. About the priest being insane. Mr. Bakamate, my investigations revealed that you had Padre Cabal as your patient. Is this true? Why, yes. Would you like me to give more information about it? Could you? It would be useful to my case. Your case, yes, of course. The patient to whom you refer is no longer in our institution. Thanks to the progressive treatment made by our team, he was considered fit enough to reintegrate into society. And what would be the reason for Padre Cabal's hospitalization? Mental note. Patient shows signs of monotonic questioning repetition. Reduce potassium? The patient in question was at first brought in due to certain feelings that his emotional system wasn't able to get rid of. He harbored a deep resentment to not being allowed any choice in his own destiny. Really? And how did he get rid of it? A friend of mine wants to know. Casa Verde is equipped with therapeutic tools and treatments that rival those in the rest of the world. The patient here was submitted to a fatuity, foolproof academic therapy upon inadequate taboo yearner. Healed on his own. Fatuity? I think I did a few of these. In his case, the treatment consisted of carrying out a translation. A difficult one. It is worth noting, translating a text from Hebrew to Greek takes an uncommon erudition. The priest speaks both Greek and Hebrew, and I barely speak English. The complex and meticulous endeavor made it possible for the patient to step outside of himself and observe why he was out of his mind. Tell us more about this. Could you offer me your official opinion in regard to the translation? It was exemplary work. The testament to Casa Verde's inpatient's capability of rehabilitation. Do you disagree? I wouldn't know. I know no Greek and less Hebrew. Well, maybe you do. We don't know what we are truly capable of until we try. Dr. Bakamate, I had access to a poem that, unless my sources are wrong, was written by you for the Revolutionary Eva. A poem? What is this nonsense? Are you sure it wasn't a hallucination? Patient is showing romantic delusions. Increase ingestion of vitamin B12. I don't understand much about poetry, and I didn't pay attention when I heard it. I believed it was called To a Lady That Asked Me Poetry, if I'm not mistaken. And then we recite the poem. No! Stop! It's all wrong! This is how it goes. And then he recites the full thing. I do remember it. I was the one who wrote it. It seems like years ago. I loved her so much. Loved? Yes, but the poem was a circumstantial mental disturbance. In general, artistic expressions are emanations of misfit minds. Many of our institution's patients turn to this relief valve. What do you mean? Do you think anything is worth noting? And I'm sorry, but I'm going to... Bless me. One of our guests recently gave me one of his artistic expressions. It's obviously just reveres of a sick person. I couldn't get rid of it properly. A wood sculpture. A doggo!
Aw.
What could represent a greater disconnect from our reality than trying to chisel with a wooden dowel? What about the plasters? Dr. Bacamarte, a bottle of medicinal compound known as the plaster, was found at the crime scene. Do you know this medicine? I know the plaster. Its classification as a medicine is highly questionable. Have you been using this substance, detective? Not that I recall. The plaster couldn't cause memory loss. In reality, its effect should be minimal. But dependence on substances without clinical effect is a classical symptom of irrational behavior, detective. Only a madman would believe in its effects. A madman? Absolutely. Patient seems to be starting to see through his psychopathy's veil. Progress? But, Dr. Bacamarte, are you sure? A true man of science only states his opinion when he is 99.91% sure. Well, in that case, I think it was a yes. No, I want to do all your things. But I have other obligations. You have to stand here and then look at him and then walk out the door. Can we break in? I'm missing another concert of my muse, Sophia. Ah, he's been put in here. What about you? And so, we have a foreigner trespassing my domain. Your domain? Currently, yes. I've abandoned the old home long ago. Despite not being from around here, you haven't introduced yourself. Welcome to the Casa Verde district. This hearing is being recorded. Be careful about what you say. I don't see why the broom or the key would be useful to you, but I guess we'll show you the broom, seeing as we're unlikely to have it again. And then he says no, and the key... He also says no. Hasta la vista. This time, Lobo went... Oh, no, this is you. Sorry.
This time Lobo really went low. I mean, I didn't expect him to be decent at all, especially when feeling intimidated.
Also, hello, doggo.
But associating with Becca Martha. Haha, Becca Martha, what a disappointment.
Bork! Bork, bork, bork. Patient 193. Oh no, they got Eva too. What's your relationship to Eva? I was only following orders. They're being rough with her out of the picture, we're all in trouble. Would you like a broom? Would you like a key? Locked. It makes me wonder. Something important might be kept here. What if we had the crowbar? Try the broom. We try the key. You're new here. I don't recommend you get too distracted in this place. And I'm not talking about the inmates, the poor things. Many of them have no clue the reason why they're here. So what reason would that be? The reason is almost 6.5 feet tall, has a cold look and doesn't show any emotion. Watch out, he'll find a bizarre reason to trap you in here. Why don't you stand up to him? Easier said than done. He's feared all over the city. Whoever lashes out at him is forced into the institution or ends up like that big shot. What was his name? Brass, yes, Brass Cubus, God rest his soul. And we can't go further. So it seems like maybe we have to bring, you think the mirror for him?
Mm-hmm.
I think the crowbar for this.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
That's all I can think of.
And then just arrive in the morning and say the password so we don't have to get the key pass or anything, maybe.
Nothing
That
for the...
should allow us to...
Oh no, one thing for the board.
Huh.
A religious man, a lawyer, and now a scientist. It sounds like a bad joke, but it isn't, in fact. A quixotic statement from Bacamarte about our suspect, Padre Cabral. What does this doctor have to say about him? He harbored a deep resentment inside him for not having any choice in his own destiny. He keeps some deep resentment inside. We only had a hunch that Cabral could be frustrated at his lack of control over his fate, but now we have it in the form of a medical certificate. Can you imagine, Detective? Imprisonment in an institution such as Casa Verde, what it would do to a person? Especially someone who spent their whole life confined to a profession he didn't choose. Of course, he was willing to do anything to get out of that place. Even a most challenging task, such as this translation, about which you were told. Where did Cabral develop the intellectual cunning to realize such a deed? I didn't know he could speak Hebrew, much less Greek. I have my doubts about the quality of the manuscript. It wouldn't surprise me if it was an inferior translation, or perhaps even a fake one. I could certainly have done it better. Really. However, it was enough that Bacamarte considered it proof of sanity. It was what got him out of the Casa Verde at last. I wonder if he was right in his decision. Was it safe to free such a man as Cabral and allow him to walk the streets of Rio de Janeiro once more? We must investigate further. We are so close. Has Cabral truly healed, or has Bacamarte made a terrible mistake freeing this madman? Money changes people, doesn't it? Even more so when they're not used to it. Could you see firsthand the transformation of the ignoramus Cottram? All he had to do was get his hands on some bills of dubious sources, and then he abandoned his loyalty to his business partner. And what did the idiot say? Chris is as ambitious or even more ambitious than Brass. A betrayal would have come from any of them. That's for sure. Chris was one of mine, though. Although he didn't have the same lineage, he had the same blood disposition. He still has it, doesn't he? It all started with the plaster. As you may know well by now, Chris and I had a business to sell this miracle tonic. Two intelligent men, such as Chris and I, were certainly capable of creating the compound that would dominate the market. After all, what would be in our way? But there was still a bug in my ear. I knew that Chris's treacherous side would surface sooner or later, and he would do something to double-cross me. For example, the molasses barrels at the docks. What business did he have with so much sugar? Did he have anything to do with our business? Could he be so shameless? What was he plotting? Was he fabricating our medicine with the molasses, and how could he, in such condition, get a deal with Casa Verde? Cottram is right about something. My relationship with Chris could never have been more than an exchange of treachery and cheating. Could Chris want me dead just to retaliate the blows we exchanged in business? It's a very plausible hypothesis if he believed he could get away with it. He just didn't count on me having a detective on my side, and not just any. A senior detective. Ahem, let's forget about that. Isn't it true that Cottram gave you special access to Casa Verde? Yes, the ID card. Cottram told us that this mixture he and Straw were making was for Casa Verde supply. Didn't he? Make the most of that fact, that he gave you the badge. Go and find out what you can. To determine how low Chris would go, we must get deep into this investigation and dig up all his skeletons. Alright. Give me a sec, I want to do the lights. Yeah. No longer born in darkness, raised in darkness. So, let's go get every single foodstuff in case they do something. I'd rather eliminate as many things as we can in one go. Foodstuff, go. We do not give you the eclair. The eclair is for us.
Might need it.
Keep. You wouldn't like me when I don't have my eclair. Cheese bread. Coffee. Sandwich. Done. Go talk to the priest, see if the priest gives us anything else. Steal the necklace from the priest. Steal the umbrella. What about your translation? Father, I've heard of this translation of yours that has gotten you into big trouble. What about it? I'm no longer keen on discussing academic matters, child of God. If you like, we can explore more meaningful topics like peace. Perhaps the conversion of the soul? My parishioners usually appreciate the topics that I speak of in my sermons. Is that so? Who says your parishioners are happy about your leadership? And then Capitu.
Alright, sorry. Padre Cabal is known for being very severe, even punitive.
There's a high number of Rio de Janeiro residents drowning in sin. They deserve a severe penance. That's true, Padre Cabal. Very much so. Your churchgoers are being punished. What about non-churchgoers? Be more careful, son. I can only account for what I do for my flock, do you hear me? That is the reason I was ordained. Your ordination wasn't exactly a choice, though. After all, you were forced to do it. I've seen a picture of you as a child, showing how much you wanted to follow the steps of God. What do you mean? How dare you question my faith? Know your place. Besides, you're talking about a time of my life when I wasn't as strong as now. Why the hell are you bringing back such horrific memories? Why does my childhood matter to you? You would never understand it. I understand it clearly. How could you resist the forces that saved Ben from being in your place, right, Padre? I've heard from someone notably consumed with guilt and remorse that, under the influence of Brass, Cabral's fate was sealed, and so was mine. Ah, so you've heard about it. How impertinent. Mind you, I already accepted what was imposed on me. God is perfect, and those who question him will face the consequences. Don't you ever question yourself, Padre? If your feelings were that pure, what caused your admission to Casa Verde? My dear, I kindly ask you not to dwell on such a delicate subject and to maintain your discretion. I'll answer whatever you ask me as long as you keep it secret. My superiors can never find out. Thank you, Padre. But my investigation has gone even further. I found from official sources that you admitted, and why. I was told this about you. He harbored a deep resentment inside of him for not having any choice about his own destiny. Is it true, Padre Caval? Do you hold any grudges? Please, let's just change the subject. You're putting me in a tight spot, son. Whether in the time of Christ or today, it saddens me greatly to remember how the powerful ones can control the destiny of others. With all your shrewdness, you still haven't understood where my bad thoughts come from, even after snooping through so much of my life story? I understand, Padre Cabal, but I wish to hear it from you. Let's get back to the translation. After all, it all comes down to it. The translation? Yes. The translation was a sham, a lie. I made up the contents just to escape Casa Verde. After all, if my rigor got me there, wouldn't this rigor be justified? Powerful people, powerful ones like Brass Cubus, steal and manipulate the fate of others as if they didn't matter. My hatred for him blossomed as soon as I realized only the smart ones win battles. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Ha! What a joke. So you confess that you're filled with hatred for him. Would your imposed life of devotion to God make you act like the devil himself and getting rid of your sentencer? I can't pretend that Brass's death didn't bring me some peace of mind. It's all part of God's plan, isn't it? People like Brass often interfere with other people's lives and they're not aware of the consequences. Speaking of consequences, who am I to question God's wishes? Brass is dead because that's what he wanted. And amen. If you have what it takes to arrest me, detective, do so. I am accustomed to the imprisonment of both the morality and the flesh. Harsh words, Padre, and they seem sincere. Your confession about your satisfaction with his death leads me to believe that you are guilty. Therefore... Well, 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 if it isn't Brass Cubus. If I didn't know your slouching was due to old age and exhaustion, I might suspect it was a bow of respect. If not to me, then at least to the grandeur of the House of God. If it isn't Padre Cabral. Fishing for sheep at the church entrance? Desperate. But don't worry, if faith can move mountains, it might just nudge one or two your way. Some souls are deep in their own mud, they can't be fished out even with the strongest of nets. Be careful, Mr. Cubus, there's always a seat in hell for infidels. If something should happen before regret catches up to you... Wait, what? Our day gets ended for talking to the priest? Ah, no.
Yeah, we got this ending.
So you're back with news. Let's talk about it. No, but that's kind of bad because I collected all the items. Well, 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 Padre Cabal, the truth is out. I always knew that for a man to believe in God, he must be accustomed to lies, and this one is no exception. Your translation was completely forged. I suspected as much, and you're living proof. He did what he had to so he could cheat the supposedly wise Dr. Bacamarte. Then he up and walked away without even erasing his tracks. Hearing your words makes it clear to me why you've never forgiven me. Who am I to question God's wishes? Brass is dead because that's what he wanted, and amen. How could a man, gifted with such divine mercy, even if just a little, deem it acceptable for the death of a brother? At the end of the day, I gave your life meaning, Padre Cabal. You should be thanking me instead of resenting me. That's the way it is. I can't wait until the grandeur of my actions is plain for everyone to see. Padre Cabral could have done so much more with what I gave him, but instead of embracing his fate, he fought against it. Who knows the highs he could have reached if he accepted what came from above. The Cleric. Get all the statements for the plot The Cleric. A satisfying ending to our investigation. It's good to find closure, don't you think? However, I'm now tired. Please go away. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Alright, we can find out more about the timeline. We only now have 3, 4, 5, 6 more to do. 7, which is about half. You're now done in terms of that, but there are 2 statements we need to get out of, or relating to you. We now have this doggo statue that we can ask people about. No! Come on, across to the priest. And then we have all the statements by the priest, and we have completely finished the priest. And then it's just the badge. Alright. So, get everything.
Do you want to try for one more ending, or should we pause there?
You want to end there? Sure. That's okay. I don't mind. Reasonable enough place. Get told that I'm
we've
stealing
gotten a lot
your
done.
eclair. Keep. Just let me finish buying these things so that it's... I don't know if it will start us at a new day when we resume, but if not, then I at least have all this stuff.
Because then we also have a very clear
Oof.
thing for where we're going.
What we're
when
trying to
we
do. We're
start
trying to do
with-
the insane asylum, yeah.
Yeah, so we're hoarding
Everything
as
to do
many
with that.
items as we possibly can get. Just go and grab the necklace as well.
Okay.
From the donation box, so we don't forget that, because there was one more person we had to ask about that, so might as well be carrying that on us.
Well, it's also that I just want to show everyone in the insane asylum as many of the things as we can at once.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yoink. Umbrella.
And we know no one wanted the key and no one wanted the broom. So those things we
those
don't
were
need to
already
collect.
checked.
Yeah.
But we don't know the
So then it's the
possibly the
flowers
ugly
and the
hat.
mirror. And possibly the ugly hat. And you wanted the crowbar.
I want the crowbar for breaking into the medicine cabinet, maybe. And if we're here, in case that it reveals something else behind the first one, we might as well grab the broom.
That's right there.
Then the only other things are like the coffee for the guy that he trades for the necklace, but we can't, or trades for the mirror, or maybe no, he gives us the mirror for nothing now.
He gives us the mirror for nothing. So mirror and flowers. Because I can't imagine that we would need the key for either the house or for Virginia's house.
Dressing room key.
Yeah.
And the mirror. The items that we've collected is almost extending off the bottom of the screen. The flowers.
Oh, we should probably have asked him about the dog statue while we were there, but oh well.
You want to ask about the dog statue? Can do.
I just assumed that he's the one who's made it.
Oh, good lord. There's so many of these that we haven't... flowers. Key. Broom. Crowbar.
Oh, don't show him the... Oh, well,
Fraternity hat. Umbrella. Sandwich. Don't show him the...
No, it's fine. I was worried you were gonna show him the coffee and then we lose
Eclair.
the coffee. But yeah.
That looks like
you
everything.
just want to, yeah.
And now
Dog was in the
interrogate
clues,
clue. No.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Yeah, I kind of thought he would be making the dog as well. The other person would be like someone who's obsessed with the like maybe it's Wolf. Wolf is Lobo, and he was meant to be in there to be getting over his 13-ophobia.
It could also be the man who is currently missing and assumed dead, but people say he isn't dead. Who made like a little wooden doggo to represent his real life doggo on the outside.
Alright, and then you want here. We go. Oof. We're up to 74%, so we made like a quarter of the game's progress that time, supposedly.
Yeah, that's good.
So maybe one more stream? I've still been enjoying it. I thought I've liked the way everything's been connected.
Yeah.
The puzzle pieces have
It's
certainly been
definitely one of
falling into
those-
place more quickly now that we're getting towards the end.
It's definitely one of those type of games where it's it feels like it's going a bit slow in the beginning, and then once you start getting deeper into it, you realize how big it is and how much it's intertwined, and it becomes much more interesting.
Alrighty. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for watching, and join us next time for the continuation of the Posthumous investigation. But for now, bye-bye!
Bye bye.